All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. It is time to talk. I can hear you. You can hear me. It is time to talk. That means we're going to be all over the place. Any questions? Any answers? It's all well. All righty. Let me kind of scoot this here over. Kind of like that. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't mean, I think this one just fell down in my picture, but let me not, every little thing I could see, I can spot. Oh, yes, this is Sister Deborah, and I am desiring to come from Matthew's chapter 6. We're going to take on Matthew's chapter 6. And it is time to talk. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. It's good to see you in the live chat. It is time to talk. If you got something you want to talk about where we can discuss things in the live chat, or you might have answers to questions, or you might have a question. You might have something that we have not heard that you would like to share, and we can make it a topic. Not so much as title it a topic, but it's time to talk. So, if you have anything to say, or like I say, feel free. I'm just going to come from Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 8. That's where I'm going to start off with Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 8. I'm going to give it a minute. I just had time with my oldest son, and he came by and he was saying a lot of good things, a whole lot of good things. And it feels really good that the Father has put in him such righteous words. Uh, and don't ever think that you can't be told or no one can't say anything to you because you know it all. Sister Deborah, listen to people. I'm a really good listener. I'm a big talker, but I'm a really good listener. And I thank the Father for that. And I appreciate him allowing me, him himself allowing me to be one that do listen. And sometimes I wonder if that's why he allowed me to hear behind hearing. I've done pretty good with visions and dreams, being able to interpret visions and dreams. I want you to all understand something. Don't ever, even whoever on these on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Patriot, all of them, Twitter, don't think that somebody knows it all. One thing you have to understand, much is given, much is required. And that means Yah required much from one that has much to give. Okay? So don't just think that they just knowing it all and got it good and all this upright. No, 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 no. He didn't say that. Much is given, much is required. He letting you know, if I'm going to give Sister Deborah, the ability to have this, you bet. She gonna require by me to meet certain standards and to have to go through. So don't think that this is a walk in the park, because it's not. It's not. To see things and to hear things from out of the horse's mouth is a very powerful thing to hold within you. That's why you need the Holy Spirit, because it helps you to hold those things in you. And then when he seals you with the long suffering and the endurance spirit, oh, you good. You good, because you're going to need something to be able to just carry throughout life the things in which he's revealing to you. So that's why he said much is given. Who is this much that is being given? The Most High put much on you. He's going to let you know much is going to be required. So don't make your calling, your purpose in him, serving him as something to say I'm all that and some. I'm on top of the mountain. I'm this and I'm that. Don't mess up from the floor. Don't mess yourself up, because it is required. Much is required. I want to come from Matthew chapter 6 and verse 8. I want to start from Matthew chapter 6 and verse 8. And it reads, be not, let me say that right, this 6, yeah. Be not yet, therefore, like unto them, for your Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask him. And listen to that. Be not ye, therefore, like unto them. See, you might think when Sister Deborah said, I'm not like y'all, I'm not like them. It ain't nothing wrong with saying that when you know where you who you are. See, a lot of people don't really grip the thing that people don't know who they are in the body of Hamashiach. They don't know who they are. They don't have a purpose. They don't have a position. They can't even tell where alone in the body do you serve, because they have no idea. And you wouldn't even believe, everybody on this devil platform, they couldn't even tell you, who are you in the body of Hamashiach? If you're called in the body, who are you? What is your purpose? What is your position from the Most High Yah? Who called you in it? They couldn't even tell you. They couldn't tell you. That's why everybody is making up their own positions. And many of them won't even call out their position because they're pretty much shamed, because they're not sure that is that who Yah called you to be? Because so many are claiming positions to the point where they're too ashamed to even speak to you regarding the body of Hamashiach and being in the body and their position and their calling and their mission from the Most High Yah. They couldn't tell you because they're ashamed. They're not sure themselves. They just on this devil platform hooping and hollering to you all, claiming to be, but too ashamed to call out their spiritual purpose. They ain't gonna do it. They won't do it because they themselves knows that that many positions on these platforms are positions they have given themselves and they're called themselves unto. Okay, that's why you never hear people talk about the body of Hamashiach, and that's the body of Christ. And the reason why they don't talk about it is because they don't have that spirit that says, talk about me. Talk about me. I'm the head. Talk about everybody that's in our body. They won't do that. They rather hang on to just what they know, what they have taught in time past, and ain't making, people really don't understand this Hebrew Israelite movement is no different than the Christians. It's no different than the Catholics. You wouldn't know unless you're able, the Father has given you the ability to see the three for what it is. Once he showed you the three, you'll sit there and say, well, Father, they ain't no different from each other. And you're thinking, okay, we the Hebrew Israelite, we awaken and we the children, and then the Father pull up and say, you ain't no different than the Christians and the Catholics and the Muslims. Where are you in this? That's set apart. What is it that you're in that sets you apart? You won't hear them say that I'm in the body, I'm the saint, I'm the church. You don't hear them talking about that because see, they don't want to connect to be in the church nor the saints. They don't want to be no connection to the head, which is Hamashiach, the word called Christ, which is still, you can call it that too. They don't want to be connected to that. They want you to understand that they are their own head and they can call out verses, chapter, precept, line. They can teach you all these books and teach you from this book without even knowing where are you at in the body. They can't tell you. That's why there's no unity, y'all. There's no unity. And it's a good thing that there is not, because everybody would claim to be in the spiritual body. They really would. Everybody would say, like everybody say now, I have the Ruach. You see? They quote words and cover Torah and speak Greek and speak Hebrew and yet no. None of that. All of that is vain and vexed if Yah is not living in you. What's the sense of gaining all that and don't have him in you? You see? And that's what people have decided to accept the fact that, oh, I can claim everything and don't have him in me. Because people embrace me as somebody and I don't even have to claim that I'm the Most High Yah's. I can just teach, preach, minister. You see what I'm saying? Precept, line, little here. And I don't have to even know what part of the body am I assigned. And what is my position? What is my servant to the Most High Yah? I'm a servant. Okay, what is my duties? What am I to be doing in the body? They couldn't tell you. Okay, in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 8. Hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 8. Be not ye therefore like unto them. Now, this is Yeshua saying this. He's speaking this, I believe, to his disciples. Yeah. He said, for your Father knoweth what things, ye have need of before ye ask him. What does that tell you? His power and ability to know your needs and without you asking, does not that let you know he's powerful? That shows you really who he is. And I want y'all to look at what's being said. This is the Son of Man telling you the power of the Father. Let's say that again. This is the Son of Man telling you about the power of the Father, that he knows your needs before you ask him. This is the type of words that I cannot seem to shake. Why isn't it? This is the sort of stuff people are not given, because the power is not to be given to Yah. It's to be given to those who want the glory, the honor, and the praise. Now listen to what Yeshua said in verse 8, Matthew chapter 6, verse 8. Be not ye therefore like unto them. He letting you know, don't be like unto them. That's why there's many might not understand, and I ain't gonna say don't understand when I say I'm not like y'all. I already know who I am in him. I don't have to come on here and fake it and deceive you all. I'm not the one. Okay, so by me knowing who I am already in the body, I am a pen needle of the church, one of the saints, the servant of the Most High God. I'm not trying to be the whole body, but I'm trying to get you to understand, to find out within yourself, where are you at? And if you haven't, you need to get busy. I mean, like really getting busy. because look, his hand is already on the knob. He's what's his is coming up out of the four corners, y'all, real soon. Okay, because of what is planned. They have a lot of things planned for the next year and the year after. A whole lot of things. So if they got all their plans, don't think the Father don't have his. He is backed up and backed down. Oh yes, he does. So here I like what Yeshua is saying, because he said, be not ye therefore like unto them. He's telling us we don't have to be like unto them. Okay? For your Father knoweth what things ye have need of. Now, if he thought that at that time he says this, that he is the Father, he would have said, I know what your needs I know what things you need, you have need of. He didn't. He transferred it back to the Father. So if you have an issue with Sister Deborah always referring and speaking so bold with fire regarding the Father, this is why. I am his servant. Okay? And this is the way Yeshua is saying, telling you about what the Father know. He ain't saying him. He ain't telling you that's another verse where he's separating himself from the Father and making it clear and clean. But you got 99.9 make them one. They one. Let me get this right. We all are one in him. Okay, let's get that right. And another thing, you have to be able to distinguish what he is saying here. He's sending a message and he's sending a prayer that we should detach ourselves to. Our inner man should pray out to the Father. And this is how he's starting it off. He said, be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father knoweth. See, your Father. He ain't saying he the Father. He's letting us know our Father. He ain't talking about flesh Father. You see? He ain't talking about our flesh Father. He's letting us know the Yah in heaven, our Father, knoweth the things ye have need of. When we can grip that, we moving up. Because this is what I call when they disrespect him. Because they don't understand that if Yeshua come telling you, he already know what you need before you ask. He already know your need. That's power, y'all. What power? What is it you don't understand? Okay, so he said, what things you have need of, therefore ye ask him. Therefore ye ask him. That's before you even ask him. He already know what you need. And you tell me that is not powerful? You mean to tell me that don't let you know that really why Sister Deborah talk like she talk with the boldness and the fierce? Because this is the one I come to know. And I could really say, Yeshua, well done, well said. Because he connect you from him to the Father. Connecting you with the whole power of he that knows your every need. Well, how he know my needs? I got wants and needs. He don't know them. That's why I got to pray and ask him for it. You see? You see how bent we been up and down? Thinking we got it nailed. We know it all. These are the sort of things that we today got to be on the mountaintop teaching. His power, his glory, praising him, honoring him, giving him all authority. Because it's his, whether you give it to him or not. How you like that? He got it regardless. And this is here, I love the way Yeshua said that, because that is beautiful. I like how he transferred that. Just like he transferred another thing, he did it it's probably in there 100 times. He's switching himself out of the realm of the Father. When Peter said, he asked him, who do they say that the Son of Man is? And they told him, the Elijah, the prophet, John the Baptist. Then he said, well, who is I am? And Peter jumped up and said, the Son of the living Yah. And what Yeshua did, you all can't see this, but I can based on the feeling. He had to take a step back. because at that time he had no idea that the Father was going to give that key to Peter. He had no idea that the Father was giving that key to Peter. He had, why? Because it ain't his power. It ain't his power to give the key to nobody. It is the Father. And that's why he stepped back into Peter and said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that unto you, but the Father in heaven. He didn't say me, the Father that's in me. Why didn't he say the Father that's in me revealed that to you? He transferred that power, that authority, that respect, that honor back up to the Father. So when Sister Deborah is talking to you all, I'm trying to get y'all to feel the one that sits on the white throne, that has all power, who created all things in the heavens and on the earth and underneath the earth. Is all of his power ruled. You see? So this is, as I'm talking to you, it just bringing things back to my remembrance. The Spirit, the Ruach, is showing me how the things that I have been saying, they sound harsh because your ears have not heard. They sound harsh because your eyes have not seen, nor do you know. So when you hear, it turns you upside down to where you wonder, well, where do I go from here? I'm lost. You were lost before you came in. You was lost from at the door. See? So when you come in a situation where now somebody says something and you lost, first thing you say, well, I'm going to step in here and see what I can get out of it. How about that? Sister Deborah do it all the time. I will listen to somebody just to see what is it in there I can get out. Is there anything I can eat in the spirit inside that? I would even listen to people that you would never find me listening to just to see, wait a minute now, because when he taught me a message can come from a dog, I ain't got no issue. You can use something the way y'all rumble, he'll come any way he want. Look at Yeshua. Yeshua asking them, who do they say that the Son of Man is? And then turn around and say, who do they say I am? And then Peter told him who I am was, and he kind of stepped back. He had to step back because what? The authority and the power of Yah had just spoken. The word, bam, had just spoken. And see, he was thinking that, okay, I'm flesh and blood. I'm born of a woman. I'm flesh and blood. Okay. I didn't reveal that to you, Peter, but the Father in heaven. You see? Right instant, he nailed that. And you can get on here and you will not get people to teach and preach that night. You won't get them to preach, teach and preach it. And it's a lot of, it does a lot to you. Because it lets you know, y'all can do whatever he want to do. He can send Yeshua down here and he be up there ruling it all from the throne. He don't even have to get up off his throne. Then all of a sudden, the church was built on Peter. And then all of a sudden, he ended up inheriting the keys. Because what? Heaven then dropped him the keys down. He didn't get it from Yeshua. He got it from the Father himself. So you see what I'm saying? When you understand who the Son of Man is and who the Son of Yah is and put them together in one unity, because what? Heaven has orchestrated them as one unity. You and I are orchestrated as one unity. That's why when Yeshua came to collect on the four corners, all nations, what did he do? He started to separate. He put the goats with an S at the end. On the left. And he put the sheep with no S. The sheep's no S, Deborah, no S. Because we are all one in this. That's how we have to see our lives. One in Yah. I'm sad and I'm sorry that we can't see ourselves one in him in the flesh while we're on the earth, because we're so busy trying to gain power to deceive the mass. We don't need the mass. Because the narrow gate already let us know that's the way. That's the way, y'all. That's the way to life. So don't think that the broad gate is going to connect to the narrow. It's no way. So just walk your butt into that narrow gate. Don't worry about who on your left and your right, because they ain't coming. Okay? So I like that how in Matthew chapter 6 and how in verse 8, how Yeshua gave the glory to my Father. I love that. I love that. And then I get to verse 10. I get to verse 10, same chapter, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10. And it says, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. Now watch this again, y'all. Watch this. Matthew chapter 6, verse 10. Now, this is why I have an issue, because I'm listening to the Son of Man teaching his own 12 disciples, spirit and truth. This is spirit and truth, y'all. I know it. They never taught us that in the church. Oh, but the Hebrew Israelites don't teach us that. They got their religion. That's a religion. And it's a cult connected to it. They have not awakened in the spirit. They have awakened in the flesh. That's it. The twos. They awaken in the flesh. That's why they act the way that they act. And we might hold them as sick or something wrong with them. Because we're thinking, okay, if you have awakening, wait a minute, why you ain't awakened to spirit and truth? Where's the light in your right hand? Because they have not awakened to spirit and truth, to the light. They have awakened to the flesh. And what have they awakened to? That we the people. That's it. That's it. That's all he gonna let them know. And that's what they run on. So when Sister Deborah is looking for them to understand Deuteronomy 28, they can't find it. They can't see. It's, say, for instance, you got your book right there, you and I seeing everything the same. They can't see it. They can't see it. Because their awakening is in the flesh. It's not in the spirit. And according to see Deuteronomy in game, because Deuteronomy is an act that took place, that was prophesied that shall take place, and before it came to the earth and hit and took place, it was first in heaven. You see what I'm saying? So we have to take what heaven had prophesied that shall be on the earth to these people. First and foremost. See what they did, they took Deuteronomy in the flesh. And that's why they can't pick up the end game of Deuteronomy, because they took it in the flesh. They never saw all this crying. They never saw in the beginning of Deuteronomy him crying, him pleading, him begging. That's what y'all was doing. Pleading and begging and crying to these people. They never saw that. Nor did they see at the end where he said he's going to destroy them. Why? Because their awakening is in the flesh. They can only grip the flesh. That's why they wonder why they can't understand. Because there's two understanding. One in the flesh and one in the spirit. You cannot understand in the spirit if all you understand in the flesh. So you can't come into a situation or a surrounding when somebody is teaching spirit and truth and the light in the right hand, you ain't gonna be able to get it. You ain't gonna be able to comprehend it because you got understanding in the flesh. It's different as it is to, how would I say, the North Pole to the North Pole to Florida. It's a distance. So distant, nothing in common. Okay, nothing in common. So in a sense that you can't just turn around and think you can sit amongst someone that's teaching spirit and truth and the light in the right hand and you're going to get something. If anything, you're going to be buckling up and you're going to be buckling down because your flesh is used to understanding in the flesh. It hasn't reached a level of spirit and truth. Because in spirit and truth, true understanding comes from the Most High Yah. It's his Ruach. That's why he said, Deborah, tell him, in all you're getting, you better get my spiritual understanding. See? Everything was broke down from the heavens in twos. Everything. Everything is broke down in twos. So when we get to Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10, you hear, the kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in the heaven. This is the part that people just don't get. Ain't nothing coming down here. Ain't nothing is until it was. Let me say that again. Ain't nothing is until it was. Heaven's got to shoot any and everything down before it is. That's why he said, it says, He was, is, and shall be. You see? No one wants to cover that. Because what did it do? What does that do? Take the power out of their hands. Take the authorities out of their hands. Nothing that leads people to seeing the Most High for really who he is what you don't see taught on these platforms. And you won't. And it's okay, because I never knew from the day one I called this the devil platform. I called this the devil platform. I knew already, because I'm like, before I even started a page, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, Father, yeah. Why they ain't open up the door? I was so bent, y'all, I got off for almost a whole year. Because in my little mind, oh, these people talking good, but wait a minute, they ain't covering it right. Wait a minute, open the door, dude. Come on. And I'm sitting here arguing with these men, trying to get them to open up the door. Until one day the Father told me, how do you expect them to open up the door if I ain't gave them the keys, Deborah? You mean they don't got the key? Wait a minute, hold up. But Father, they got all these subscribers and all these likes and all these praise, and they've been uplifted. See how you can be dumb at the same time and be wise in spirit? In my little mind, I had never heard of anything called YouTube and none of these. So when I got on there, I was like, listening to these people, I was like, what? What did they talk? Oh, they almost got it. Come on, dude, open up the door. Because Sister Deborah, was looking for spirit and truth to come out. Never could hear it. Got so mad that like the first six weeks, the first 6 months, y'all, I had people over in Iran, Iraq. I mean, I had people everywhere on my page. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out, wait a minute. And I had people working at business coming to my page, going off on me. Why? Oh, my employee told me I need to come to your page and hear what you Europeans, y'all. I had them cutting up. They were mad. They didn't like me. And I know this one that was from Iran. He told this other man that was in Iran, oh no, I believe she's a true prophet. He was like, she ain't no prophet. She said those things, and she said he was saying. They were so mad. And then I had the sister, I had 3 of them, that when they come on and they said something negative about Sister Deborah, guess what? These sisters will pull up. Why are you on her page? I'm gonna tell you, I said it's funny now, but just thinking back then, that was something. That was a sight to see. And I just started racking up, and I even had some of the people that's on here still today, they got thousands and thousands, even come onto my page. Yes. But this bad girl, once I realized that the Father told me they didn't have the key, I shut that page down. I shut it down and didn't get back on it for almost a year. I did not get back on it, y'all. I did not get back on it. Because to me, wait a minute, no, you ain't going to come that close to the mountain and not jump off. Come on now. Come on. You going to get in this word and you going to talk. Open the keys up. Open the door up. Open the door. And I was just talking and hollering I'm like laptop. I'm sitting here telling them to open up the doors. And then why would you open the door? Open the door. Open the door. Never can. Not one could open up the door. Not one. And after it got to the point where I couldn't get nobody. And then I'm like sitting here. The Father said, Deborah, how do you think they going to open up the door if I ain't gave them the keys? They ain't got the keys. You mean they got all these subscribers and likes and they ain't got no keys? What about a light, Father? Do they have a light? Deborah, they ain't even got the light. You gotta be kidding. I shut that thing off. I shut it down because it didn't make sense to me. None of it made sense. And I boot back up and they told me that you have to start all over because when you shut it down, you canceled it out. So my son had to reopen it up for me almost a year after. And he opened it up and I started again. But what happened again was the same stuff. I could not in my spiritual being understand how could people be following the mass of people that was teaching them flesh. It just confused me. Stayed open for about 2 years, shut it down again. Sure did. I said, no, And this is what I'm saying. It's okay. When he said long suffering and endurance, this is what he's talking about. See, you all thinking long suffering could be, I ain't gonna say what you're thinking, but one might think that he's talking about sickness and illness or suffering a marriage or suffering the death of a child or the things of the flesh. Those are all flesh, y'all. Those are all flesh. No, he said you're gonna suffer for my name's sake, meaning because of who I am and the name of me in you, which is righteous, you're going to suffer because unrighteous is going to be present and overriding what is righteous. And you're going to suffer from it because you know righteous. You see what I'm saying? So you know spirit and truth, but you got to sit still on this earth and listen to all this flesh being taught and no spirit and truth. That's endurance. That's what you call. What you mean? Yeshua, he did the same thing. 100% righteous. He was 100% righteous among 100% unrighteous. And that's why he said not a word about many things, because it wasn't going to help. He said not a word because nothing he could say that would change the mindset of the people outside of what he was called down here to do, to get up and get out. Don't go telling them, don't go teaching them this, don't go giving him this, because it's vain and vexed. You come to get on the cross, shed your blood, redeem those back to the bosom of the Most High God. That's it. That's why he said not a word. And we know that he said a lot of words. We read it all the time and read. So what is this word he didn't say? He didn't say a word toward unrighteous. He just let unrighteous be unrighteous. It wasn't going nowhere. He come to die for it, not to change it. See, they didn't understand that. I'm going to show you something that's so powerful, you all. And I hope that it turns a light on in you so you can do your own search. Don't take Sister Deborah at her word. When he said he come from the lost sheep of Israel, that word lost, that's a statement. He didn't say he was coming for Israel. He said he's come for the lost sheep. S-H-E-E-P. You go back to Matthew's, I think it's Matthew 24, 25, where he's collected all of his and he got the sheep, that same lost sheep he was talking about. And he took that sheep, even though it was many, it's called sheep. That's because those are the spiritual ones, the spiritual seed. He's coming, he came for the spiritual seeds that were lost in the mission. They were lost in the mission. He come to die for all mankind, that he may bring and adopt the lost one back on track. That's it. This is why I try to explain to y'all, when they get to talking all about we the true Jews, you messing up from the floor. We the Hebrew, we the this, we the this, we the this. Y'all sit up and say, yeah, you are all that. But you are of the flesh of Israel. You are the flesh of Judah. I'm separate from that. I even told Satan. So I know Satan got him in Israel. Satan got him in Judah. And this is what he's saying, what I'm about to say, what's coming to my mind. And let them know. All this stuff you see Judah doing in the United Snakes, those are the seeds of Satan in the house of Israel. If Yeshua was coming to collect on the four corners, and it tells you all nations, why does he have the goats on one side and the sheep on another? He come to separate, because he ain't come, even though he collect them, he letting you know they still, because I came down to collect them, I'm going to let you know they still ain't mine. I'm going to separate them when I get them to my glory. That's what he said. I'm going to separate. Let me see if I can bring that up to what he said. I love that. And here it is. Let me get that right. That's it. Let me get it. No, that is right. Matthew chapter 25. Now, listen to this. Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him. So Yeshua is coming with all the holy angels with him. Now watch this here. Then shall they sit. No, with him. Wait a minute, let me go back. The Son of, verse 31. And when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Letting you know it ain't gonna be Yah's throne, his glory. Okay, watch this here. 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations. You see that? All nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide his sheep from goats. You see? That sheep are the spiritual seed, y'all. They are the righteous one. He already know how to separate them. The goats from the sheep, singular. And he said in verse 32, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divide his sheep from the goats. Verse 3, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, and the goats on his left. And then shall the king say unto them on the right hand, come, ye blessed of my Father. He give him Father glory, a separate glory. He come on the right hand. Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Heavens had already wrote everything in and wrote everything out. So he came to collect, to redeem those sheep that got off the path, and redeemed them back, adopted them right back into the eternal, in a sense, into the righteous, because that's who they were when they left to come down. They just going right back where they come from. So I want to ask y'all, did y'all hear him say, and the children of Israel and the tribe of Judah? Oh, the whole house of Israel? No. He says, all nations. This is Yeshua. You didn't hear him say nothing about Israel. The true Jews. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because he's letting you know. And this is why I cannot. You all won't even believe. Sister Deborah already knows. She just be clowning. I already know. It just when I'm trying to say it, it just bothers me to know that many people going through the broad gate. And as he has already stated, it's nothing in here where he is dividing the sheep and the goats, and he's taking the sheep to the throne, and he's telling them that they are the righteous one. Wait a minute, hold up. The sheep he said, Deborah, didn't I tell you? And I told them too. I told them that I'm coming for the lost sheep, the singular, not sheeps. That means I ain't coming for them. Singular is the spirit one. He's not coming to get you. You consider a goat if you are not the righteous one. See, they don't get that. That's why I tell y'all, I had to shut down. I probably shut down 3 times permanent for a length of time, because I could not understand why would something be created and people are telling people lies. And then I was wondering, I said, is it really that they lying? Are they really lying? Or they just ain't been given the ability to know truth? So if the Father didn't see fit that they should know spirit and truth and have the light, then what is their purpose? Why are they here? Then when you run into Genesis chapter 3 and 15, you have to separate the woman seed from the serpent seed. They separate, Deborah. It started way before the end. And then he started backing it up to the two trees. I said, hold up now, hold up. Then he started backing up to the two Adam books. One is the Lamb Book of Life, and this one over here is the books. See, heaven already brought it down in twos. We just don't get it. And it's okay that you don't get it, because I guess that's another good way of saying it instead of saying they lying. Because you can't, like he was saying, you can't expect them to open up the door and I ain't gave them the key. You see? But then if you didn't give them the key, they have to have the key to Satan, because there's only two places to go: heaven or the lake of fire. How about that? Two. It ain't gonna be no in between in the heavens. You're gonna be in the Lamb Book of Life or in the books. There it is. Both of them leading to two different directions. There they go, that two. And when you really get that spiritual mind to understand everything is in two, when you start to read, you're gonna start catching on. Oh, it's two. Understanding, oh, it's two. Wisdom, oh, it's two. Knowledge, oh, it's two. So you can be able to what? Rightly divide the word of truth. How you gonna divide it? Dividing it. One that is of the flesh and one that is of the spirit. You have to divide the two. Always give the spirit the upper hand. Always. But if you don't have spirit and truth resting therein with the light, you can't really run to the spirit and truth if you don't have it within. Okay. So here in verse 10, you see Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in what? The heavens. Always been like that, y'all. What do you mean? Back it up in them now, Deborah. Tell them the truth of the matter. What he gave you on the earth. Okay? But he gonna give you something in the heaven. He gave us the earth and the fullness thereof. Once this is over, he's gonna give us a new Jerusalem. See, he's all about give and give. Always was and always is. So here he's telling you, like it is, where? Thy kingdom come, because his kingdom is going to come. Okay, on the earth. The kingdom is going to come on the earth. Thy will be done. So what problem do people have knowing that the curse is his will? I like this one here because it says here in verse 10, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10, it says, thy will be done. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Hold up. You see? His will be done. Why is it Yeshua respects that? Why is it Sister Deborah respect that? The will of the curse is his will that's going to be done. And then he told you, you're going to come in curse and you're going to go out curse. That's my Father's will, y'all. That's not Sister Deborah's. And thou shalt be destroyed, and thou shalt be destroyed, and thou shalt be crushed until thou art destroyed, and thou shalt be destroyed. Who will is that? The will of the Father. Where at? In the heaven. Watch this here. He suffered it to be done on the earth. Okay? Now he said, as it is in heaven. Here is telling you about how heaven, the kingdom is going to come down like it is. And it's going to come down, thy will, based on his will, meaning what? His power. Okay? Be done on the earth as it is in heaven. Heaven has orchestrated it all. That's what he said. Heavens has ruled. Heavens has orchestrated it all. I know we can't accept that. That's why the curse, once I realized that the curse had an end game, y'all, I almost lost it. I said, but you know what I did? I said, well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Because when you can get closure on something, you can move to the next level. But if you don't have no closure, you still dealing with why this happened and why this going to, why is this like this? Why? And this is what they are, the Hebrew Israelites that are going to remain here. That's what they're doing right now. They don't know why things did, and everything they blaming is pointing a finger either at their own nation or at another nation. Most likely other nation because of the situation they're in. They can't see they're wrong. That's what stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience is. They can't see they're wrong. See, when you start to look up those three words, you're going to say, wait a minute. Wow, wait a minute. The definition carry power beyond the word. And I bet you now one of y'all thought to look those words up and see the power within those words as the definition. It'll throw you off balance. You say, I didn't know that. I had no idea. That's what you say. What is it rebellion? I think rebellion is one who cannot follow rules. And that's us right here, Tribe of Judah in the United States. They cannot follow rules because we don't believe that there is rules to things and ways. We go beyond the rules, period. Even in our own community, in our own household, in our own schools where we're at. You know what? I don't know if it's there where you all are at, but in Missouri, all the schools that the black kids go to have been closed down, boarded up. You should see how horrible the grass this tall, and it's a sad thing to see, y'all. It is a horrible thing to see. But then you go into the white people neighborhood, only into their neighborhood. Oh, you see this nice little school built up. When stuff like that has gone on, that is exactly what Jacob said to Judah. You ain't gonna do nothing. Jacob told him. He said, Judah, you ain't gonna do nothing. You're gonna be crouched down and you're gonna remain down, hunched back down like an old lion. Who can awaken Judah? Nobody. See? And y'all running around here thinking these people are on this devil platform and these men in these camps and all these other things that they awaken. They ain't awakened. They have. Let me say that again. It's the twos. They have awakened to the flesh understanding. Okay? They haven't awakened to spirit and truth nor the light. Okay, so went to see. I don't know if y'all schools are like that, but the schools where you all are at, is it like that? I mean, if I showed you the buildings, and maybe one day I do that, go to all the buildings, and first thing y'all say, oh, they look like castles. They so pretty. Look how they got the windows bust out. Look at the grass. Y'all would sit and say, wait a minute, Deborah, that's like it's here. I don't know if it's like that where you all are at, but here, beautiful buildings, but they got them boarded up. Because what? He that's supposed to lead the people were the men. And if the men were leading, the women supposed to be in, they helped me and held them up. See, they can't say just coming out of the house because the woman got the word for it. No, baby, that's the scapegoat, the father say. And he said, you know what the father told me, y'all? He said, Deborah, I'm going to meet that at the throne. He said, I'm going to meet that at the throne. Because he said they got it bent up if they thinking the talents. Their first talents was the seeds I implanted. They ain't read John, Gospel of John, chapter 1 and verse 1 and 2. Then jump down to Gospel of John, chapter 9. He tells to me, and I put it in you. That's the first gift I gave you. Where is it? What you do with it? Did you feed it? Did you clothe it? Did you teach it righteous? See, they thinking that it's as easy as, oh, she put me out, or they wanted the woman put the men out to get a welfare check. Now listen, I'm going to show you how nasty that sounds. Let me show you how nasty and rotten. And it shows you the weakness of our women too. See, the women have to be just as weak as the men to not stand firm to all this nonsense. Now listen to this. Okay, why would a woman put a man out if he's working and taking care of his business, taking care of his home, feeding his babies for a word for a check that gives you pennies? It don't make sense, do it, job. So why was the woman putting the man out? If that was their reason for a welfare check, it had not. Why? Because there was no money in the house. They were skipping and tipping. What the women tell me, Deborah, my daddy was a rolling stone. I said, you got to be kidding. They said, my daddy got children all over the place. And this is what you see today. Same thing. Only thing I think that's different today, that is so many mental spirits. See, a lot of people think, they always talk about this mental, what they call it, these mental disease. They speak of it in the natural. But see, what they didn't know, and you all don't know, the greatest mental is in the spirit. Yeah, but you're going to get yourself in trouble. I know I am. You're going to be in trouble. The greatest mental is spiritual. I don't give a rat's behind what you don't get in the flesh. If you can get it in the spirit, you're going to be all right. But what happened? Many women, things that were said to make women bent up and bent down and give a scapegoat and open the gate for men to continue the way that they did. And the reason why that happened is because, no, they weren't working and taking care of home and being about what God was trusting them to be about. See, you answer the spiritual calling before you answer the flesh calling. If a man is in the righteous will of the Father, he'll do his righteous first calling, which is to what? To give righteous to his family, to act as a leader, as a father. But when a man do exactly what Adam did, he took the crown off and said, no, I don't want it, and put it at his feet. That's what you see and what you seen back in the days. Because I got so fed up with these women telling me, and these men tell you too. Well, baby, let me tell you, my dad, he was what you call a rolling stone. And they so quick to say that. Why? Because he rolled from house to house, laid eggs everywhere. It was so many things that took place. The father said they don't even want to look at light, darkness, and bring light out of it. He said they don't even want to look at darkness and bring the light out of it. They want the darkness to remain with the lies and the deception, the deceitful, so that they can live in that darkness and never bring that darkness into the light. And the truth be told, there's a lot of things happening in these households, y'all. Along with, I ain't gonna let the women out away either, because a lot of women was tampering also with children. A lot of women were tampering with children as well, but not at the capacity that the men were, because it was almost like children and women were what the father said, cattle. He ain't never set it up like that, child. He never set it up. And you know what he told me? He said, Deborah, I'll catch that at the throne. Because 99.9 think, well, I lead these 3 kids and I lead these 3 kids and I'm going to go and start a new one. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. And now I can have virgins and other women. And the father looking at him, wait a minute, hold up. Who do you think gave you those that you had? You think that was just your droppings? Go to John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1. Read up and down, verse 4 and 5. Do you not see where I said I laid the light in? Do you not see that? They don't see it. And you can't expect them to see if they are of the flesh. See, the only time you're going to see truth is if you are of the spirit. You can't see truth if you are of the flesh, you see. So a lot of times the things that everybody is talking about, or the reason why homes are broke, the father said, all that's vain and vast. All of that is just trash. I'll catch him at the throne. How about that? How about that? Because there is no going to be no mercy. He said he'll see you at the throne. Because they would rather feel good on this side. Instead of focusing on the consequences that's going to be on the other side. Because that's going to be eternal. This old body here only lives a minute. But that on that side, it's going to live that way eternal. So going back to what I'm saying, It's a lot of lives that have been in the darkness that has not even reached a pin needle of light, because it suits them better to justify their wicked, their sin, their iniquity, their stiff neck, their rebellion, and their disobedience. You don't hear them say nothing about that's who they are. Why? Because they don't want nobody to land anything on that, because they want the picture to be as pretty as they possibly can to make them live in their darkness. And they don't even understand heavens had already orchestrated the darkness for you. So you ain't walking in nothing new. The darkness was set there just for you. And anybody who walked in iniquity, wicked and evil, and calling it the light. So it's a lot of things that just make so much sense, but our women nor our men never thought to grip it in spirit and truth of the whole matter. Because see, spirit and truth shines the light on the whole matter. But without spirit and truth with the light, you can't see the darkness. It is so many of our men and our young men really believe that these women have done something that caused them to do what they do and to be the way they are. And they fail to realize y'all ain't gonna let you pull that at the throne. Matter of fact, he allowed that to be right there for you, so you can have a just reason in your flesh to justify, clarify, and identify that you ain't the best that you're supposed to be in him. So say, for instance, a man leave his wife and they 3 kids and decide to go elsewhere. Have 3 kids over here, leave that. Now I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm over here. I got virgins and I got wives and so they have babies. He'll see you at the throne. Where there won't be no mercy. No grace and no mercy at the throne. Why? Why? Who in the live chat know? Anybody in the live chat knows why there's no mercy and grace at the throne? Anybody? Anybody know why there will be no grace and no mercy at the throne of the white throne? Praise the Most High God. You're going to get yourself in trouble, Deborah. You're going to get yourself in trouble. I'm going to wait a minute. See if anybody, even if I can get one, I'm fine with one. Let me ask that question again. Why is it there's no grace and mercy at the throne? Deborah ain't got no sense, y'all. I ain't going to lie to you. I ain't got no sense, and I don't care. I came here like that. How about that? How about that? Why is there? Come on now, y'all don't have me hanging. Give me one. You don't have to be right. I mean, you can just put your thought. Just say what you think. Why would there not be grace and mercy at the throne? Come on now, y'all not that afraid. Come on. Okay. Look like what he said, Deborah, you talking to a brick wall. I guess I'm going, what he said, go around it. He said, Deborah, don't keep running into that brick wall, go around it. Even if you have to climb on top to get to the other side. You either climb on top, Deborah, to get to the other side, or you go around it. I'm about to, okay, that's what I'm talking about. You sure right about that. We getting it, ain't we? We got so much grace and mercy out here. It's off the chain. How do you know that there all that grace and mercy is out here? It's because you see all how crazy the world is today, and that's due to grace and mercy holding them up. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, we got another one. Because that God's judgment were the consequences that weighed. Is that why grace and mercy? God's judgment were the consequences. Weighed. Oh no, y'all ain't got it yet. Come on now, somebody, before I pull it out. Woo-wee! Yeshua kind of said it in Matthew chapter 6. I like what he said. I like what Yeshua said. And he also said it many a times in his walk with the Most High Yah. Okay, we got another one. Because grace and mercy was already poured out on the earth. Almost like the other one. We're getting it now. No, 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 no. Why is it at the throne there be no mercy, said the Most High Yah? Why? Why? Oh, why no mercy? No more mercy. When we stand before the throne. Where's my poster? All right. Come on now, somebody. Can we get another shot? Somebody, just one person, give me a shot. Please give me a shot. I need to know. Why, Father, y'all? Why no mercy? Okay, we got another. Oh, shalom, family. Let me say it, and then you all gonna, all right. I give all praise to the Father. Yes, 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 yes. All glory to the Most High Yah. What was the question? Why is there no mercy and grace at the throne come judgment? No more mercy and no more grace when we stand before the judgment, for judgment at the throne. Okay, let me tell you. Okay. What took place before the foundation of the world? The lamb was slaughtered. The books was written. You can't come up before the throne and thinking grace and mercy. Why? It is already written. It is already written. Remember the drawing that showed you the twos? Let me see that. Remember we talked about it yesterday? Here we go. You see this? This is where he poured the tools out, y'all. He poured the tools in heaven. The tools were, first and foremost, the lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. Okay? So for the lamb to be slaughtered before the foundation of the world, those that are written in the lamb book was already written. Here it is. That's why when Yeshua was on the mountain with Satan, he kept telling him, it is already written. It is written. It is written. Because heaven got it wrote in and wrote out. These are the books to the lake of hell. It's called the books. This is the Lamb Book of Life. These two books were already written before heaven and earth was created. So when you pull up and go back to the throne, the books is just going to be open. He ain't got time to be pity party and having grace and mercy when it is written, where everybody's already going. You see what I'm saying? So he can't sit and have grace and mercy at the throne. You already written. You're already in either the Lamb Book of Life or the books. So why are you going to pull up at the throne of judgment and think that it's going to be reversed because grace and mercy subject to put you elsewhere? And the way the Father does things is in decency and in order. He's trying to teach you all. I call the shots. I called them into heaven. You all think Yeshua died on the earth. No, he died. His sacrifice was in the heavens, meaning the will of the Father came from heaven. And after the lamb was sacrificed, then those that slaughtered before the foundation of the world, all of those that fall under him, they were already written in the Lamb Book of Life. They were written in the Lamb Book of Life. You see, Those that are going to the lake of hell, you already written. So what does it look like you going up to the throne for grace and mercy? You already wrote down where you're going. So what did it look like him giving you mercy then when he got you already written? Does that make any sense? Give me a thumb up if that makes sense. So there's no grace and mercy at the throne. Why? Because you already written where you're going. Want me to tell you that's what else is written? He said your works are already in the books and in the Lamb Book of Life. So everything that you do is already in the heavens. You ain't coming up there pulling nothing on him that he don't already know. So what did Yeshua say? What did you say Yeshua said, Deborah, that you really like? What did you say? Matthew chapter 6 and verse 8. Be not ye therefore like unto them, for your Father. Now listen to this. Yeshua's down on the earth telling you your Father, the one that's greater. Who is that Father? He's the one on that throne. What is he saying? Your Father knoweth what things you have need of before you ask him. You see? We run around here trying to treat him like a man, trying to make him the lower man, like he don't know the beginning to the end or nothing. What does it look like for us to come to the throne to be judged for what? With grace and mercy on each side of us. That don't make sense. What you need grace and mercy for? It's the end. Take them to the lake, the lake of fire. They name is already written. Taking you and the lamb. Get on over there. Lake of fire. You over there. You over there. Why should he be sitting up upholding grace and mercy in the kingdom? Grace and mercy is not needed in the kingdom. It needs on the earth. That's where it's at. Because ain't nothing coming up in the kingdom cutting up on the floor. So why would he need grace and mercy in the heavens? He don't need grace and mercy in the heavens because heavens ain't going to be cutting up on the floor. Only time you're going to get grace and mercy is on the earth. Just think about what everybody's doing, how people conducting themselves, how people are acting. That's where the grace and mercy, when you get to the kingdom, ain't no more grace and mercy. You ain't coming to my throne and thinking it's more than what you had down there. What sense does that make? I didn't create it for that. I created for that. Because I know when you hit here, it is already written where you heading. So that's why I say don't be down here, y'all, using your last lick of life to clown. Your last breath that's in you of y'all to clown. And play and fake. Because you ain't faking it for nobody. The kingdom of heaven's already let you know there ain't going to be no mercy and grace. Because you written. See, when you get there, hey, you already written. You're written in and out. Because he gonna have the books open. Okay, you here. Take them here. You here. Take them here. It's going to be like that. It ain't going to be no more grace, no more mercy. You see? So we bent up because we thinking he's like a man that's going to come up there and say, okay, I give you grace and mercy. What's going on? No. You didn't understand Yeshua on the mountaintop. For 3 times, he was telling them, it is written. He's letting him know heaven already got it wrote in and wrote out. What are y'all talking about? He's telling Satan already. If he's telling Satan that it's already written, then what are we talking about as if everything ain't written in the heaven? Here go Yeshua pulling up again, telling us in Matthew chapter 6. It said, Matthew chapter 6 and verse 8, be ye therefore like unto them. Be not ye therefore like unto them. For the Father knoweth. The Father knoweth. The Father knoweth what things ye have need of. That to me is another level of his power. While we down here clowning, we don't even understand our works is already written. So we can't come down here trying to make it look like we working for him. No, you ain't, baby. Your works is not working for him. Your works is already written that works for him. See? because it's going to be something we don't brag on. It ain't going to be something we said we doing this and we doing this and we doing this. No. Heaven's got you wrote in and got you wrote out. That means he got you in the Lamb Book of Life. Bam, you out. You in the kingdom. He got you wrote in the books to the lake of hell. Bam, you out. Gone down to the lake of hell. He got you wrote in and he got you wrote out. No mercy. For what? Why do we need mercy in heaven? Mercy was only for the earth, to keep him from the whole earth. So let me give mercy and grace. Why was mercy and grace given to us on the earth? Anybody know? Anybody know why grace and mercy was given to us anyway? Why was grace and mercy given to us? Do anybody know? That's it. His will to be fulfilled. He had to put mercy, grace and mercy. Why? He got to have a will. It had a beginning and an end and things in between. How was it going to get done? Grace and mercy. He poured out grace and mercy. And that's how his will was done, by allowing grace and mercy on the earth. But the grace and mercy ain't for heaven. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, he don't. Okay. So when you're reading Matthew chapter 6 and verse 10, he's telling you about the kingdom come, thy will be done in the earth as it is in heaven. I love that, because people really don't believe heaven got it wrote up and wrote out. I mean, from the beginning to the end. And that's another power. That's another form of his power that we just can't grip, because we can't see him like that. We still trying to place him like a man. You can't do that. Now, when you get to Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 13, you get to Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 13, and it says, lead us not into temptation. Wait a minute, hold up. Why are we asking him, and lead us not into temptation? Why would he be leading us into temptation? Somebody in trouble. You never thought of it. See, these are things in which Sister Deborah tried to explain to y'all, called spirit and truth. It comes to bring the full matter of a situation. Okay? How is it bringing the full matter with the light? He's bringing light to it. Stuff that people been taught in darkness. Okay? And it's bringing his spirit, and his truth is bringing it out. Okay? Now watch this here in verse 13. And lead us not into temptation. Now we said to the Father, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lead us not into temptation. Why would y'all lead us into temptation? But deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Ooh-wee. Amen. See, y'all missed that. Can anybody tell me what they is saying? Anybody knows what is being said in Matthew's chapter 6, verse 13? Anybody? Do anybody know exactly what is being said in Matthew's chapter 6 and verse 13? Let's read it again. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, the glory forever. Amen. Anybody? Can anybody explain what Matthew chapter 6 and verse 13 is saying? And it's a blessing. It's such a blessing. No one? Matthew chapter 6, verse 13. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Why are we saying this prayer? Notice at the beginning it says, verse 8. No. Is it verse 8? Yes. We're saying a prayer to our Father. No, it's verse 9. After this manner, Therefore pray ye, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed. I like to say holy. That's what I say. Holy be thy name. Now you see how the Son of Man is telling us how we touch base with the Father in prayer. He ain't telling us to pray in him. He's telling us how to pray to the Father in heaven. So this prayer is going to the Father in heaven. So now we know that the prayer is telling us how to touch the hem of the Father's garment. Okay. And we have to understand what we're saying. A lot of us practice this to where we get perfect speaking it, but we don't have the power of the meaning in the spirit realm of what it's saying. Now listen to Matthew chapter 6 and verse 13. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Now this is what we're asking in prayer to the Father. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Why would we say that to the Father? The answer is at the end of this verse. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine mean only your and you own. Thy, let's use your. Okay. For your is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Notice it says the kingdom and the power and the glory. They're turning to the power of the Most High Yah, which is his right hand, asking him to lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, because we know what? That the kingdom and the power and the glory forever rest in thee. See, Yeshua didn't have it. He had the power because he had Hamashiach detached to him. Hamashiach is the word, the power, and the spirit of Yah that came down with the Son of Man. But the beauty of Yeshua, his words always referred us back to something higher than what came down with him, which is the Father. So he's telling us how we hold on to the garment of the Most High Yah. But what do we hold on to? We hold on to the fact that which he owns the kingdom, he owns the power, he owns the glory forever. Don't mess with him. Don't mess with him. See, y'all bet. Don't mess with him. This is the one I come to know. I don't know who y'all know. So I'm like Yeshua. I know who that is. You see? So he's saying when you're praying, ask him not to lead you into temptation and deliver you from evil. Why? Because he's over temptation. Woo! He's over evil. Woo! That's it. And then he pull up and tell you, for thy, meaning for you own the kingdom. And I love it. The power and the glory forever. See, Yeshua was trying, and that's another thing. That's why I say he did such a, but he was perfect at it. Perfect situation. He just was perfect at it. Because listening to Yeshua and hearing him, it makes me feel good as a prophet, as a servant. It leads me to understand. I know where I come from. You see what I'm saying? I know it is written. Because Yeshua never took the throne. He didn't come down here to say, hey, look, I'm the Father, I'm the power, I'm the this. He didn't come down. He came and said very few words, enough to get him to survive all the way to the throne, because he was going to survive anyway, because he was on the mission of the Most High Yah. Okay, so he did everything Yah assigned him to. When did he assign that to him? When did Yeshua get this assignment? He was 2 lambs. He was the lamb that was the blood sacrifice that came down. Okay. He was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, meaning his mission was before the foundation of the world. I like what John the Baptist said. He didn't know him. John the Baptist said, I didn't know him, but he that sent me told me about him that won't come. But him, I didn't know. But I knew the one that sent me. I know that's right. I know that. And that's going back to Sister Deborah. I know y'all because I know I'm a servant of y'all. I don't need a man or a woman to tell me who I am because he has instilled that in me. He visits me throughout the day and the night and even in my sleep. So I don't wait or even in water. So should I just throw all that away and listen, get on this devil platform and listen to people tell me who he is? That's why I got off. Because I'm like, wait, they're a long ways from home, Father. And that's when I start saying, oh, they way out in the ocean. They don't see dry land. None whatsoever. They wouldn't even be able to find their way home, Father, if they keep this up. And here it go. 5 years, they still doing the same thing and worse. That means exactly what I was saying. I didn't think that was going to be true, but it is. They ain't found their way home yet. Most of these guys that I heard when I first got on here, they gone. They gone. They turn into signs, Muslim. They turn it everywhere out of the Hebrew Israelite. Y'all don't know that. A lot of y'all don't know it. A lot of them didn't left it because they know they deceived the mass. They deceived a great number of them. And the elders, they got their tails off all these corners. Let's push these young ones out there. Tell them, and then we put them out there. Just as they did in the wilderness. They got left. The elders got left. But the young one went to the promised land. See? They wasn't going to do right by those young people. They wasn't going to teach them right. And that's how it is today. But today is, y'all don't understand. This Exodus coming out of here is going to be totally, totally different. Big time. Big time. You think Egypt saw something? They ain't seen nothing. They ain't seen nothing. Y'all ain't read in Revelation? Egypt, the house of Israel that was in Egypt. What's coming on? What's on us in Revelation? Egypt couldn't even live to see. They wouldn't even survive. They wouldn't survive. That's why I know this is different. This Exodus is different. It's different. Okay. So, but in verse 3, I like what Yeshua is telling us how to say the prayer, but I like how he referring it still to my Father, because he's letting us know to say, lead us not into temptation and deliver us from evil. Who can do that? That's who he's praying to. He's telling us to pray to the Father. You see where the power is going to come? That's why a lot of people tell, this is what they do in a lot of them. Let's pray and in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. No, baby. Back that thing up. You missed it. It ain't in the name of Jesus. It's in the name of Hamashiach. That's the power. So they have to bag that mess up. They don't get it. They don't get it. Even Yeshua tells you, which the world called Jesus, even tell you the Father, the Father, the Father. What part of that we don't get? Even here I am as a prophetess in the wilderness telling you to salute the curse. And they sitting here trying to figure out, well, why should we salute the curse? Why is there something wrong? Well, the curse don't feel good. You tell me what do feel good. Tell me what do feel good. And we've been here. And our ancestors been here longer than we are. And he called us worse than our ancestor. But we said it don't feel good. Well, what do feel good? Because we ain't doing it. If it do feel good, we ain't doing it. Because we ain't found under any righteous to feel good. Peace is good. Peace is good. Joy is good. Humble is good. These are good things. These are things of the spirit. That's good. That feels good. But just watching all this murdering and killing and deceiving and all of this stuff that our tribe is doing, and you want to call that okay, but yet the curse don't feel good. Well, what you think you see it? So in Matthew chapter 6, verse 13, telling you, lead us not. Why? Because that's that power, y'all. Into temptation and what? Deliver us. Who got that? That's that power. He's telling you the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So when Yeshua was said, when he first came on the scene, he kept telling us, the kingdom of heavens is at hand. He was talking about that power, y'all. He was talking about that power of the Most High Yah and his glory, and what? His spirit comes down and his word is at hand. Now it's at hand down with us. That's what Yeshua was telling us. That's who the Son of Yah is. He was all that come down. And that's what Yeshua, the Son of Man, was saying. The Son of Yah is at hand. The Son of Yah is at hand. He wasn't talking about himself. He was trying to let us know that there was an entity that came down with him, which is the kingdom. Oh! Yeshua is not the kingdom. Look at Matthew chapter 6 and verse 13. He's telling you right there, who are you praying to? The Father. That's the kingdom. Who are you talking to? The power. That's the kingdom. The glory of the Most High Yah. That's the kingdom. See, we got it bent. We got it bent up and bent down. We have no idea. Watch this here. Watch this here. Matthew's, I think it's in here. Let me see if to rub off of that. Now watch this here. Now watch this here, y'all. Then you go to Matthew's. In Matthew's chapter 24, in Matthew's chapter 24 and verse 14. Now watch this here. And it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. Now, what is it you're going to have to witness? What is it we're going to witness? Because we're going to see it. Listen to what it says. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness, and unto all nations. Why? The power is coming back. It's going to throw up and throw down. And then the end. Because he got to show up again, y'all. But this the way he coming, just like Yeshua said. The kingdom of heavens is at hand. Romans chapter 1. Paul said, I'm not ashamed of the gospel because it is the what? The power of Yah. Look at here. Verse 14, Matthew 24 and verse 14. For this gospel, the power of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. You got to witness. So that means you got to see this. So it got to be his power. Praise the mighty Yah. He's going to show up and show out. And then the end. And he said, a witness unto all the nations, and then shall the end come. So it's going to be seen. His power, his kingdom. See? But before it, you're going to be warned. Why you say that? Because he said, shall be preached. Somebody's got to call and tell you all that preach that thing, that the power of the Father and his kingdom is coming as a witness, and then to all nations, and then. So when you hear Sister Deborah talking, I might not be that one, but those that's right with me or even have gone before me, they're coming out trying to give y'all and preach to y'all that the kingdom is going to show up and show out. And then the end. The whole world going to see him show up and show out. And then the end. You see? See, we want to make God, the Most High Yah, like unto a man. So when we put him in that type of category, we can't seem to bring him back where he belongs, like Yeshua did. Yeshua did an excellent job. Anybody in the live chat, anybody have any questions, or you might even have answers to questions, or you got anything you want to talk about or cover, you go right ahead. But I just wanted to leave that because I was reading that earlier today, and I did not read it because I was just wanting to read that. Let me get that right. Let me tell that the right way. I was led to read Matthew chapter 6, the prayer. So it wasn't like I just jumped up and just decided to read it. So I want to get that right. You see, so I thank the Father for it because there's a lot of things in it that we really don't know. We think we know because we quoted Heavenly Father, which are in heavens, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come. We so mastered, we have mastered saying it, and we have not mastered the spirit that rests therein. And that's an issue. And that's where we're at today. Nobody wants to go on the side of where he rests, and that is in spirit and truth, with the light in the right hand. Nobody wants that. So they are content where they at, and it's okay. Because what? Heaven's already got it written. Anybody have any questions tonight? Any questions? It don't matter what it is. We might even have someone in the live chat to answer the question. So you can put the question out or the answer, and those that are in the live chat can even answer and speak on. This was some day for me. A lot of sorrow, but I got to straighten some things out. I got to get some things cleared up because the father is dealing with me on these kids. They ain't kids, they're adults. But Mark 13 and 32, and the mess is coming inside school system where I live. What do you mean? It's coming inside the school system. What mess is that? What mess is that? Because there's so much of it. So let me ask you, when you put Mark 13 and 12, can you tell me, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Yeshua making that type of statement? Oh yes, baby. Okay, that's the type. Oh yes, I hear mothers and fathers talking about that. They say it's off the chain. Even they talk about the teachers too. Okay, I have Mark 13 and verse. Oh, it's 32. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm looking at the wrong 13 and 32. Okay. That's right. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, you matched that real good, didn't you? That's a good one. Very good. Well, you know what that tells me? You sure listen to what I was just saying, because that match is really good. Neither the Son, but the Father. I like that. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Clam on top of Sister Deborah and give it like it is. That's what I'm talking about. I like that because that match that hits. Now, see, I didn't even get that, but see how you got that, and you all probably already had it. That's a good one. I want you to read. You all go to Mark chapter 13 and verse 32. And just see, don't this here match exactly what I was saying? Okay, Mark chapter 13 and verse 32. But of that day, you notice it says that day, and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. That's really good. That's a good one there, because that separated the two. You see that? I like that. I like that. That's really good. Because I hadn't thought or not, I've read that before, but I wouldn't have put it together, but that's really good. I like that. That's really good. Oh, protesting, violent threats in the schools. What grade is this here? Junior high, high school, or elementary? Yeah, I like that. I do. I like that. Yeah, that was Mark 13 and 32. And it says again, Mark 13 and verse 32. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. There you go. Oh, high school. Oh my God. Yep. Hey, I hate to see it in high school, because that's when they be really cutting up as far as life, fighting in it all. Oh, they sent it to all the county, sent an alert to all parents. Oh, wow. And I want to say something about that. You know what? I'm sitting here hooping and hollering about my grown children when I should just let them go. And that's what the Father is working with me on. Let them go. Want me to tell you what he told me? He said, you let them go. Let them go. They think they living a life. They can't live the life. I got the life in my hand. So what do they think they're doing? They think they got life in there. I got life in my hand. So what do you let them go? The Father told me, let them go. They don't hold life or death. I do. Let them go. And oh, that feels so good just to hear that. Hear myself say that, because just letting them go. Now I got a 21-year-old talking about going to New York Sunday. I'm wondering, did she meet somebody online or what? So that's the bone I'm going to pick when I get off of this here YouTube. And I'm going to discuss with her, what is this you're doing? And I'm hoping that she just talking, but from what my son said, that she already talking about she's going out of town. And don't say nothing, y'all. So you could be going chasing somebody, and let me ask y'all a question. Ask you all a question. I have a bad issue, and it might not be a bad issue in the spirit realm, but a bad issue in the flesh. I believe that decisions, whether you're young or old, has to be weighed on both sides. I don't just think that you just get up and go somewhere with no money, no nothing, and just go. Okay, and like I explained to my son, I say now, altogether, it's 8 in the house. 8 of a family, not in the house, but 8 in the family. She has 1 older sister and 4 older brothers, and her father live with them. Do you all, let me share this with y'all. Do you know that not one man in the house will speak to their little sister? Not one man in the house will speak to each other, communicate. I'm going to show you how messed up it is from the floor. This is messed up. Say, for instance, there's 4 men, 3 men, and the father and the daughter. The oldest daughter stayed in another county. Okay? And another son stayed in Texas. Why is it that no one would call their sister up and say, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Or who you going with? And how you going? Or communicate. Now, this is going to mess y'all up. I told you one day I share my life with you all. And I think I might just make a video and just share my life with you. And then when you hear my life, then you'll know, oh, that lady's a straight up from the floor up testimony. You see what I'm saying? That's what you would say. Oh, no, you're straight up. I ain't never heard nothing like that. You are straight up from the floor up testimony. Would you believe I have 4 sons, 2 daughters, and my ex-husband stays over there with them. They stay with him. They all stay in the big house. Okay. It's got 5 bedrooms. Okay. So 2 living rooms, large dining room, kitchen, just a big house. Now, why is it? I need some help, y'all. I need some serious help. And guess what? The only one going to be able to help me is y'all. But that's why I try to tell y'all, it is so sad that y'all don't see fit that nobody can help his servants. It is sad. It is sad. That's when I was saying to you, the consequences, the endurance spirit. was given to me because I'm a need it. Now listen to what they do. Let's say anything that goes on, one with the other, they don't talk to each other. They come to me. The father won't talk to the daughter. The daughter won't talk to the father. The father won't talk to the sons. The sons don't talk to the father. Nobody communicate in this house. Nobody. In the big house. Nobody communicate with each other. I feel that it is a horrible, one of the horrible spirits. Okay? It's so horrible to where, say for instance, if my daughter jumps up and take the car, it's not her car now. She gets up and get the keys because the car's out there. She'll get the key. And say for instance, at 2 a.m. and go way on the south side to get a hamburger. They don't even know she's gone. They could care less. Even if they see her leaving. Where are you going? Don't you think it's 2 o'clock in the morning? Why are you stepping out at this time? You know, you should be out at this time. A young lady, you know, They don't say nothing, y'all. They don't say nothing. Let's say for one son is outside of the house and he's trying to fix his flat and he's having a hard time. He won't go in the house and ask his siblings. He won't ask for help. He'll take it and try to put it back on her with the tire on a flat to try to get to a tire shop while the tire is on a flat. Instead of asking his brother, come help me fix this flat. My daughter, like say for yesterday, the dryer stopped working. The dryer is no longer working as of yesterday morning. Neither one of them communicated. My daughter calls me and said, when they bring in my clothes over, I want to know if you would dry them for me. I said, okay. Why am I drying your clothes? Y'all got to wash and dry. Oh, the dryer is broke. Now, the one that's bringing the clothes don't even know that the dryer is broke. He trying to figure out, well, why she want us to bring these clothes over here? She didn't tell you y'all dryer is broke. You see? Let's say, for instance, there's no food in the house. Now they daddy there, been there all their life. Mama, could you buy some groceries? All of them they're working. You see? Y'all, it's really bad. It's really bad. And the more and more the Father has really worked with me a great deal. Leave them alone. And that's what I do. But y'all, do y'all know it's so hard? Because this spirit, see, y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Y'all really don't understand. This spirit is so heavy. It came from the lineage of his father. Their father never communicated with their father. 30-something years I've known him, and I think he went over his father's house twice because I told him. He don't call him on the phone. He didn't go over there. He got sisters and brothers. They don't speak. They don't communicate. They don't check on each other. Years, y'all. That's just how they are. I said, now, your dad stays 20 minutes from here. What you mean you ain't going over to your dad? I have to tell him, and I get worn out. This is my ex-husband. I get worn out because it feels like I'm in full control and I'm trying to, but I realize what the Father said. These are the children of their father. And the reason why he taught it to me and not to you all is because he allowed me to live a situation that I may know the difference, that the issue rests in the Father. The issue rests in the Father. And I've heard 3 Muslims, Islam, is that Farrakhan them? 3 Muslims teach that thing. They say the main issue is the men blames on the women, but they don't understand these babies are you. And I'm like saying, no, they didn't. The biblical tell these men, the ways of these children are your ways. Only way out is they have to not be like unto your ways. But when the children, a lot of women be trying to figure out, well, okay, my son like this, my son like this, and I don't know, I give him this, I do this for him, I do this, I don't know why but the women knows and won't even admit that these children are identical to their fathers. Now, they can be like your father and your brother, but majority of the time, they're going to be like their fathers. So that means every ways that are in their fathers, even their spiritual ways, are going to rest in their children. And one day, Sister Deborah going to sit down and break down her life in one video. And then I'm going to wrap it around how I'm able to tell you something. You see? Because see, right now I'm holding back out of shame. And what I say to you is this. All of these kids are what you call very respectful. You would never see them cursing you out, trying to fight you, trying to be up on you. You have an issue, they're going to be there to help you. Any way they can, they are very helpful. That's how their dad is. Their dad is identical to that. But there was an issue that took place in his life that his parents, mother and father, embarked on him. And that same spirit that was on his mother and father rests on him. And that's how those kids are silent. Grown men, silent. And all this time, I couldn't figure out why was Quiet Storm. How did he go to elementary, junior high, and high school, never opening his mouth? How was he able to do that? Quiet Storm. I said, that don't even make any sense. So the father said when he was in junior high, the father said, I need you to put as a chore that he is to bring you a glass of cold water every night and put it on your nightstand. So that's how I got Quiet Storm to communicate with me. He had a duty every night to put a glass of cold water right near my nightstand for me. And when it started, the big smile on his face first was it. And then after that, he started to ease up and start communicating with me. You see what I'm saying? Now, still the same way. Even though that Quiet Storm, they don't communicate. No communication at all. So you have to understand, these people are 30 years old. And my daughter is 21. These children are not communicating with a father that's sitting in the same house. I asked him, I say, now y'all probably, this is not nice, y'all. This is not nice. But I said to him, if any one of my children lose their lives, you and I will never speak again. Never will I speak to my ex-husband ever again. Because I feel that they didn't get out of him what God placed him there for. He's there with them, y'all. And been all their lives. But he won't talk to them. If his daughter or if his son going outside and set the house on fire, he wouldn't say to his son, don't set the house on fire. Don't you do that. That's just him. He never sat down, not one time, to counsel them. He never disciplined them ever in his life. He never brought chastising in any shape, form, or fashion. He never communicate to the point where they don't even want to communicate with him now. They said, what's the sense of us? We grown now. Why would we communicate with him knowing that he don't talk? He don't communicate with us, so why would we communicate with him? I said, because you all are a carbon copy of him. And you all just going to continue to curse. That's how, y'all, it's deep. It's deep. It is terribly deep. So what do that brings me? it put me in a situation where the Father wants me to pull back, get back in my lane, stay in the spirit and truth of the whole matter of everything. When it come down to my family, let them go. Y'all want to, how is it my son wants to go way to Colorado to a ski resort to work with no money? How is it my daughter trying to go to New York with no money? This is their mindset. That's how their daddy mindset is. He will want to get a used car with no money. So how you gonna get a used car? You ain't saving. So how you plan on getting a used car? This is his mentality. That's why I had to separate. I just look back and I say to the Father, why? Why did you allow me to give him all of who I am? I took care of them, y'all. I took care of them. And I had no idea that they would go to the extent of being him all over. They don't even communicate. So Jonah trying to understand, why do I have a problem with him not saying nothing when he pick up his sister from work? Why don't you ask her who is she going to go with, and that's not safe? Why is it? Why should I ask her that? You know, it's nothing in them that says righteous. It's just, they just void. They just men and women that's void. I asked China, I say, wait a minute. You make $4,000 a month. This is 21-year-old. You bring home, I'm talking after they take out, $4,000 a month. And you've been working on it for a year and a half and you ain't got no car? Wait a minute, hold up. You ain't got nothing, matter of fact. Why won't you save for a car? Same mentality as they daddy. Wanting someone to do for him for nothing. I call it, myself, I call it a welfare recipient mindset, because that's how his dad, his mom came up, and his siblings, all of them, they came up strictly only wanting the government to supply their every need. And that's how they still live today. And then the sisters have adult children that's doing the same thing. All of them trying to get welfare and disability, all of them trying to get everything that they don't have to work. So none of them, even the grandchildren, don't work. And they grown. I think mine is the only one. Why? Because I came from a different lineage. My daddy wasn't like that. I didn't come out of that. That's why I can sit and say to y'all, it's a big difference. And a lot of people battle in their household trying to figure out this and this and this. A lot of women don't even know. Single mother, or you can be a deadbeat in the house. Okay? So I'm going to let you know that up front. And I'm not, Sister Deborah ain't talking bad toward men. Sister Deborah is a prophetess in the wilderness. I am a servant of the Most High Yah. And if I'm a servant of the Most High Yah, I have to tell it the way he showed it to me. Okay? The way he has dealt my life. I sit back and you would say, well, if you say, well, it seemed like you got it all and you had peace. I mean, you just seemed like you, I had a couple of times, now, 3 times people came, 3 times came to visit me here in, at my place from YouTubers. And they would tell y'all, when they get here, it's peaceful, quiet, just so humble. And that's how it is. If you come in here and you're looking for all this chaos and crazy in the street, no, that's not what I am. That's why I had to separate from my family. But before I could separate, I had to make sure that they had a house where they were staying and plenty of room for everybody. Everybody is in their own room. Now, Quiet Storm been in his room now for 2 months. He been in his room for 2 months. I went by there. I said, what's your problem? What's going on? Nothing. I said, something going on? Or you trying to get stressed or depressed up in here? Or what's going on? Now he just went last week and now he got 2 jobs. Both of them are managers positions. But he's he feeling he's gonna work both of them. He do it all the time. So he went and he went and got 2 more jobs. He left 2 jobs. But before he left, first thing he did, he talked with me. And I said, if you want to leave, let it go. Because he was having a spiritual battle of trying to understand why God was showing him that this place that he was managing were like a circle, just going in a circle. Everything, every day, the same thing, just right in a circle. And the Father was dealing with him on, why ain't you taking some time out with me? You just living life, laying down, going to work, going in that same circle. He couldn't understand why everything seemed like it was just repeating itself, because Yah was showing him, you just going in a circle, bro. You ain't doing nothing. You just going in a circle. And then we get to this next job, going in a circle. Full time now, going in a circle. So in him, he was trying to figure out, well, why is he trying to tell me that? Because he's telling him you need to change your life, because you just going in a circle. You're chasing your own tail in a circle. So he left that job, both jobs at the same time. Big paying. One was a director, and one was a director. The other one wasn't. It was a supervisor, but the first one was a director, assistant director. Let me put it like that. So he'd been in the house for 2 months, and his dad said, "I said, well, have you seen Joseph? Oh, I don't think I've seen him in 3 weeks. How can you not see your son and y'all in the same dorm house? Y'all don't think something wrong with that? How is it that you're going to tell me you don't know if your daughter is home and she's 21 years old, even when she was 19, you don't know if she's at home yet, and it's 4 a.m. You see what I'm saying? Just nothing means nothing. And do you all understand, for 34 years, I plead with this man to sit down and take out time with his children. Only way he deal with his children is when I'm there. When I'm not there, he won't communicate, won't deal with them. He'll deal with them if he acting silly. You know, when I say acting silly, doing things he shouldn't be doing to get them to laugh. You see, outside of that, he ain't gonna sit down and say, let me tell you, I remember when I went to high school, this, or I remember when I played this sports, or he won't share nothing. They don't know nothing about this man. And he don't let them know nothing about them. That's how they are. So I sit back and I say, now, do you all really believe that's the way the Most High created it? I can't change that, y'all. Not in their mentality. They will not believe that this is not the right way it should be. They don't believe that. They just think I'm just talking. Oh no, this is the way life should be. You over here, we all in the same house. We don't have to speak to each other for years. It don't matter. That's how his family is. They always live like that. Never seeing on each other, never checking on each other. No. So therefore, that's how he is with his kids. He can't give them what he don't have. And it's not in him. But what I was trying to figure out, Father, how could you allow me to have gotten involved in something like that? See, we thinking things run the way we want. That's why Sister Deborah keep trying to tell y'all, heaven orchestrated this thing. Because there's no way in the world would I have got locked up with that had I knew. No way in the world would I have done that. No way. I wouldn't take my kids, but it's just ideal. It's no way I would have got locked up in a lifestyle like that. No. So now I sit here and I'm going to show you how deep it is. It takes them, my house is about 45 minutes from where they stay, right? Let's, for instance, if one brother had a charger, let me show you an example. You know, a phone charger. If one brother has his charger for his phone is not working, okay? And he got 4 other men there plus the sister. All of them got phones. Do you know that he would come, any one of them, way over to my house, even if it's 12 at night, to get a charger? Instead of asking, knocking on the door, said, do you have a charger? Can I use your charger? They won't ask that. They don't do that. They don't communicate with each other. None whatsoever. So I try to blame myself to make it feel better. Have you ever done that? Have you ever blamed yourself? Because see, when you blame yourself, you can answer for that. Because you know what to do about that. You know? See, and that's how I do. I blame myself because I know how to deal with self. I can work that thing out. I know how to get to my knees. I know how to make a difference. But it don't work no more. You can't blame yourself no more. Because you realize these guys are getting older. These are men. These are women. And he wants to remind me. Didn't I teach you that, girl? I taught you that in the wilderness years ago. The children are the lineage of the Father. And guess what I found out about a year ago? Not just the flesh, but also the spirit. Why would the children have a spirit like unto the Father? One day I tell you my story, and then you would understand. Oh, you understand it. Wait, Sister Deborah tell you, you understand. You said, oh my God, I didn't even know that exists. Oh, yes. I know what I'm talking about. Sister Deborah run her mouth a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm a good hearer, but I'm a good speaker. But I'm going to tell you something behind both of them. I got that spirit and truth nailed to the wall. I got it. If I don't have nothing, I can live and die. I don't care. What I tell you I do have, I have that thing nailed. Spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. Don't have no problem. No problem. But I think about that and I sit back and, think. And I said to the Father, I gave him all of my life. All of it. But you know what? That's kind of my fault too now. Because when we were married 7 years, I went to the Father. I never forget this. And I asked him, I said, what is this? What is this? And you know what he did, y'all? Let me show you what that comforter did to me. He said, Deborah, I want to let you know. It's not you. He came to you like that. He came to you like that. It's deep. That's what I don't let people tell me. Because anything I need to know, I'm going to get it straight from the throne of the Most High God. But, nope. And when I got to the point where I realized I was taking care of everybody. And when I say taking care of, making sure college papers were done, making sure all T's and dots, anything they got into, anything they were involved in, I made sure I walked all the way with them. I just did everything and beyond. And I realized, you know what I also realized? Without a doubt, I would never let nobody take this from me. I think I'm the best mother in the whole wide world. In spite of them not being a communicator, I'm the only one they communicate with. Anytime you 45 minutes from me and you can't knock on your daddy's door or your brother's door or your sister's door and you got to come way to the south side 45 minutes from where I'm at to knock on my door to ask me for a charger. You see what I'm saying? Something wrong with that picture, y'all. There is a lot of issues with that. And the thing that gets me more than anything, I think about it, I said, well, Father, what goes on? Why was it to be this way? He said, baby, don't come cutting into me because it's happening to you. That's how the Father deal with me. You ain't going to cut up into me because it's happening to you. We ain't going to roll that. So you know the deal. Heaven's already orchestrated that. I said, but couldn't you kind of ease? He said, why do you think I embedded you with everything you have in the spirit realm? I know what I invested in you. I had to give you the endurance spirit and the long suffering and the gifts of the spirit. I had to give you what you got because you're going to need it. Much is given, much is required. So I think about that. Never locked up, never prison, never on drugs, no alcohol, Nobody smoke. Nobody's cursing. I'm just telling you, this is the type of adult children I have. But that's how he is. And let me kind of nail it right. Let me do it right. Let me do it right. I was married to him 33 years. We've been separated about 12 years. And then we got the divorce. And now I look back at it and I realize that all of the, how many, 34, maybe longer than a little bit, 34, I've known him. That's what I'm trying to cover. The years I've known him. Never did he curse me out, hit me, yell at me, call me out my name, or disrespect me. Never. Never did he do those things. But the trick behind it was, what was he invested in on the other side? You see? You see what I'm saying? I had to raise all those children by myself and had a man in the house. I played football, baseball, ran, track. I'm talking about with the children, gymnastics, soccer, football, basketball, baseball, all that was included in me raising. How? Homework, homeschool, breastfeeding. I did the whole works with not one helping hand and nothing. I was one that would wake up in the morning, see to it that my kids got something to eat in the morning, because they don't have to eat at school, because I'm going to fix them something at home. They get home, they do their homework, and this is when they go to school. But when I was homeschooling is when I wasn't working. But the jobs that I always worked was paid pretty good, had good benefits, good. So I just know that the Father was still on my side so many ways. And I look back over my life and I just think I'm truly a servant of the Most High Yah. That's my whole purpose. Because anything else, I didn't get nothing out of life, as people say life, living. Nothing. And that's why I told you when I was 58, I was crying and I was saying to the Father, I was on the floor, why? Why me? Why am I a giver? Why do I give all of myself? Why do I give whatever I have? Why is it? And I was confused with it, because at that time I said, 58, look, girl, you should be winding down now. And I wasn't just talking about my family. That's strangers, anybody. It was just who I have always been. And then that was the time when he shared with me, because you are like I am. All of who I am is give and gave. And that's when I learned that love didn't have nothing to do with it. It had to do with give and gave. And he taught me that I was like unto him, forever finding a way to give and gave. And I mean, even knowing that and all these other things, which is spirit and truth, don't forget that thorn in your side is that flesh. And I got these 6 children always going out on the deep end, always going to the mountain, the highest mountain, And it's just, to me, it's strange, because the way that they go is not a way that you would say in decency and order, count your costs or A, B, C, and D. They jump way down to, what do I say, H, and go from that end. Wait a minute, hold up, bro. What about A? Oh, no. I just want to jump all the way down to H. That's the mentality, y'all. They don't never do orderly. They do things, and it's just everything that I see a carbon copy of him. And because I already seen him in the spirit realm, I'm able to discern their spirit to be like unto his. Because my daddy was the opposite. My family is the opposite of what their father and him and they are. Their father would call her and say, Ray left the dishes in the sink after he grilled all the ribs that he cooked. Why are you calling me? Why ain't you confronting Ray? Ain't there. It's just not there. 34 years, longer than 34. Long time, y'all knowing this person. It's not there. It's not there. So a lot of things everybody look at, they looking at it the wrong way. That's what the Ruach is. He comes to teach you what things is. And the gift that he embeds in you allow you to endure it and to see it for what it is. You see, I know y'all gonna say this is crazy. It has been probably 5 jobs that my ex-husband had that they fired him. Okay. And each time they did it, I went to the chain of command. You see, to get his job back. After that 6th time, he came in like 3 a.m. in the morning. I said, no more, no more. I took him to this place that I used to work, and they hired him and gave him double what the people on the other job left paid him. He got doubled. And the one that, you all listen to this, listen to how crazy this is. The one that fired him, he worked there 27 years. 27 years. And that was the 2nd time firing him. No, that was the 3rd time, because the 2 second times I got the job back for. But the 3rd time, I said, no more. He came in like 3 in the morning. They did it again. They fired me. I ain't gonna go back and do that. You're gonna get up and I'm gonna take you over here where I know somebody to hire. And they hired him and paid him double what he was working for those 27 years. So don't tell me who I don't serve. You see? And they hired him right off the bat. And he stayed there, 18 years. Something like 18 years. Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. But the thing I'm saying is this. It is a blessing to be a servant of the Most High Yah, because you know how you serve him and the way that you serve him. You know that much is given, much is required. I've learned that throughout my time, because I'm like saying, you started blessing me with all this here information and all these here dreams and visions, and you teaching me, you giving me all these gifts in the spirit. I said, wait a minute, something up. Yeah, something up. This is what this is what you needed. I wanted you to have these things. So you're going to be strong in this area where you're going to feel weak here, but you're going to be strong here. And it's going to take you through. So the spiritual mission is what's taking me through, and not so much as what I see. So I got word, and that's what my daughter just calling again. I got word that she's going to New York. Now she don't have to deal with me. You see, you going to New York, you better not be on no date. See, y'all might not believe this. My daughter cannot afford to be out here. My daughter cannot afford to be outside past 9 o'clock. She can't afford it ever in her life to do that. Y'all don't get it. She cannot afford. I don't care. They all calling me. He must have went off on her. Oh my God. That's when y'all be. She cannot. My daughter cannot afford to be out. Let knowns past 9, nor in the daytime. I don't care for her being out, because when I am with her, the way people stop and look at her. One of her brothers took her to the mall. And I asked him, this is her. Oh, this is going to show up. This is her as a little girl. Oh, I messed it up. He took her to the mall. This is her as a little girl. Now, let me show you what she looked like. I showed y'all what she looked like before, but what I'm saying, y'all, you really wouldn't get it. And then I asked the father, I said, what was the purpose of her? I mean, you know, how is it that everywhere she go, that everybody, and people act as if they ain't seen nothing before, males and females. And the girls would say to her, even where she worked, they say, oh, you so nice. You just don't seem like you should be as nice as you are because she's so pretty, you see. And with me, how are you looking like you looking and you finna step out talking about going to New York? Bad deal, bad deal. You ain't got no business even around the corner. I need to find some real heavy chain, and hook her to the yeah, I'm just being silly. Don't pay me no mind. But honestly, she just and in her, it ain't like she thinks she that. She thinks she ugly. And that's the problem. I asked her, I said, well, if you think you ugly, then do it ever done on you? Why everybody is okay? This is Jonah. That's the baby boy. Wait a minute, let me let you see him. You see him? That's the baby boy. Now, the baby boy is a twin. They're not twins, but everybody say him and my daughter, they look alike. Now, I don't think she should, honestly, that's why the father is working with me. She shouldn't even go outside. Want me to tell you what the lady told her? Japanese / she's another nationality in Japanese. She works with my daughter. And she told her, and I'm so glad. I am so glad that lady told her. She told her, she said, China, you need to cut your dressing down. She told my daughter that. She's 34. She told my daughter she need to cut down on her dressing. Don't come here with your hair fixed. Don't come here with no makeup. Don't come here dressed in any way. Stop. She already told him. She said, because these girls coming in here, when they take one look at you, they're going to have an attitude. And my daughter says, why was that happening to me? What you mean, why was that happening? This is what I told you throughout life. This is not throughout time and living. This is reality. You know, you just can't just go where everybody else going and doing what everybody else doing. It ain't gonna work for you. And I was so thankful. I love stuff like that when people tell them, you know, son. But that my problem is this. I believe that my children need to sit. I think my boys, they ain't boys, my men, my children that are men, they need to sit among other men. They need to sit among other men. They need that time with other men so they can see that that is not normal, okay? Because they only been around. I can't find the pictures, but that's okay. They don't understand that's not normal to live with your brother and never speak to him. But when I'm around, everybody getting along, everybody can talk to each other, and they're like they ain't never seen each other and they live with each other all these years. But when I ain't there, y'all won't communicate. What's wrong with that? This is the same way. Even there, she said that China said, I said, well, why don't you talk to your dad? And they said, you know, I don't like talking to him. And anyway, when you talk to him, he don't talk back. Did y'all hear what I said? When you talk to him, he don't talk back. That's what my daughter said. He never handed them anything from his hand to theirs. He always tell them, ask your mama, ask your mama, ask your mama. If he said when she was in high school and she wanted to go somewhere, he say, call your mama, ask your mama, ask your mama. And that's why she don't like to commune with him, because he always telling her to ask her mama. Because he, you know why? He don't want her to be mad, or he don't want her to say nothing. He just want to just live, not having no connection, none whatsoever. None whatsoever. And that's how they live. That's how they live. No. I don't know. I shouldn't show y'all this one, but this is one of her pictures. Y'all can't, you can barely see her because she's sideways. That's when she went and paid $300 to do her hair and came home mad. She's mad as mad can be because she paid $300 because she called someone on the phone, didn't know nothing about them, never heard of them, and then go have them to do her hair for $300. I mean, they don't have no, oh, I don't know. Can you see her? Did you see her? That's the baby girl. Now, when I say she shouldn't go out, it's not just her face, her swag, her size. You know, so much is going on. And I'm thinking, I know I'm in the flesh right now because I'm mama. Like I had to explain to Jonah. I'm mama in the flesh, but I'm a mama in the spirit. The spirit is fine. Let him go. Don't you worry about nothing. Let him go. That's what the spirit says. And the flesh saying, but if, and the Father said, who you think hold life? They don't rule nothing. You see? So I get plenty of comfort from the Most High, y'all. But don't forget, I'm in the flesh too. I'm looking at these adults that I brought forth. I gave all my everything to them. And to see them, if anything were to happen, they'll live the same life that their daddy has lived all these years. They'll just be who they are. That's what's in them. Why are you calling me, telling me y'all need groceries? Every one of y'all tells work. Why are you telling me that your brother left the back door unlocked? Why is your daddy calling me, telling me that you didn't lock both locks on the door? He only communicate with me. He don't communicate with them. They don't communicate with him. They only communicate with me. They don't communicate with each other. They only communicate with me. Why are you coming over here? That's 45 minutes. Oh, I'm just coming over here because I was trying to watch TV and they upstairs watching TV. I said, what about the TV in your room? Oh, I didn't think of that. So you coming way over here to tell me somebody up in the living room watching TV and you got a TV in your room? You see, y'all, that's some crazy stuff. Let me not put all this on you all, but I'm just showing you how it's a sad thing to thank you to, and she got hooked up with a system here in Missouri, and I prayed that thing up out of her, off of her. I had to see, y'all, I don't have no other choice. She was. It's called Mothers. You can pull it up. It's here in Missouri. It's a modeling agency. I prayed that thing up and I prayed that thing down. She don't have nothing to do with them no more. All right. No. I walked in that office with them, and its mother is a European white lady and her husband is black. The moment I saw her husband stick his eyes on my daughter, right then, the mother, the woman, the white woman, which is her husband, they both own the company, looking at my daughter like, I can't get her in here. And that's why I was trying to say to you all, it ain't got nothing to do with, okay, listen to this. Her beauty, she's about 5'9" in height. She's built perfect, okay? And for her to be just out in the midnight hour or going to New York or doing anything without, just imagine, she don't have a father support. She don't have the men in her house support. So what I told them is this: anything happen. Now, y'all, I know this sound wrong, and it sound wrong, but watch this bad girl pull up with it. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. If this, and I pray that it don't, because anything happen, I'm pulling away from them all and never speaking to none of them ever again. Why? Because a lot of things 99.1 million, you cannot change. When life and death come, it coming. Because this is the power of God. Leave some word with somebody. So you'll say, I told her, or I did. You know how that song says, give me my flowers while I yet live? When that's with anything. Talk to me while I'm living. So when I'm gone, you can feel, at least I try to talk to her about it. At least I try to tell her. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So with that, Romans, he got Romans, what's that? 8:28. Let's see here. So with that, I think I read that one, Romans 8:28. And with that, I don't know how I would feel if anything happened. I told my son, and that's probably why both of them called him. He might have said something to her to tick her off, and she ticked him off, and both of them ringing my phone off the hook. You see what I'm saying? Because I told him, look, she's watching you going all these places with these fake Jews and no money. My oldest daughter taught them to do that. My oldest taught them to do that. Wherever you want to go in life, do it. Whatever you want to do it. So they don't look at consequences, y'all. They don't have nothing in them that weighs the good and the bad. You see what I'm saying? It's not, or the right and the wrong in any situation. They don't have nothing to say A, B, C, D, E, F. They jump straight to F and say, forget the rest. I'm just doing it. That's a horrible thing to do to a mother that knows if anything take place, I'm going to be the one to back it up and back it down. A lot of our men do not know you can't take your Negro tail everywhere. But the women and the men are not teaching their sons and daughters. The last 8 young men in the tribe of Judah that's been missing, it's because the parents just looked at them and let them go out. This one that went out looking for the job way somewhere in oh, Father. He called back and told his mother that the place that was working, the man that owned it, is trying to kill me. And the world left him hanging. That boy been dead for a couple of years, and they ain't done nothing about it. He told them who was going to kill him. They already found all his parts. How did the animal saw his head off right up in here, his skull? How dare y'all say that was an animal? You see? Negroes stand around and don't say nothing about it. That's why they are constantly doing it, and the Father is suffering it to come to pass. He said it. He said it. You see, y'all gonna act like this curse wasn't here. I tell you what, I'm gonna destroy y'all, buddy. So I'm looking at this son going up in Colorado to Colorado for what? You ain't got no money. Where you going to? Oh, this job, I'll be making more money I ever had. You going up there with all them Jews? I already did the percentage, boy. What do you mean you going up there? 90% Europeans, 4% blacks. And that's not in the mountain. That's in the Colorado itself. So what are you doing? That's why I say a lot of people don't think about what they're doing. They just go out. It's a lot of times, I always feel that women do it too, but they tend to kind of do a little search. Men just, I want to do it. And that's why you seen 8 men that was found. Half of them was found dead already. They already been found dead. The fathers and the mothers are still hooping and hollering because their son went somewhere. Why is your son them going out in Utah? Why are they going to Arizona? Why are these young men going places that their race is not acceptable? Let me tell you why. My son was coming from Atlanta, going to Missouri. I In all my years, didn't even know a place like that exists. Sundown Town. I did not know, not the Sundown, that in Tennessee, up in the mountains, where all these white people stay and black people are not allowed, not even in the jail. The police pulled him over and took him up on that hill. My baby, I did my study. I said, oh no, I was trying to get a bondsman to go up there to bond him out and to bring him down. Bondsman was a black man. He said, no, ma'am, I'm not going up there. So I didn't know that this sort of stuff exists in this country. And that's why I say a lot of us as the tribe of Judah is very ignorant to life itself. And when I said life itself, what Yah has breathed in us and the spirit in which he put in us and to know how that he put in us, we make everybody think that we up on top of everything. No, you ain't, baby. You're a long ways from home. Because a lot of the Negroes call themselves the tribe of Judah. Guess what? A lot of them Negroes over in Tennessee. Let you park your tail where I said there up there. You won't make it down. I get up there. The warden was hiding underneath the gate, underneath the desk. I said, sir, shocked the mess out of him that I came through that door. He's like, what the hell? She coming in here? Oh my goodness. He went under the desk. I said, I'm here for my son. The bondsman is going to meet me here. He said, ma'am, you go in that room. My son said, mom, that's exactly how they did me. They told him that the moment he was in that, if they put him in that jail, it's not one black person in there. And if they put him in that jail where he was ticket and the man took him up there intentionally, they used these young men to hunt him down, y'all. You knew he couldn't come down. Not even the other guards. He said it was two real nice white ones. They even explained to me that they want to take him down, but they might take their life. I was like, you lying? It's that bad? He said, mama, please don't come up. You don't tell me what to do. I'm on my way. Y'all should have seen how fast Sister Deborah got up here to get hers. Mine's up that hill. Live or die, I'm going up. And when we got to going, it was supposed to be me. But Charles asked me, can I ride with you? I said, no. So when I woke up that next morning, the Father put on my heart, let him go on and ride with you. Because I was going up. I was going up by myself because I knew I wasn't going to be by myself. How about that? How about that? So what happened? I get up there. I'm going up to the thing and I'm wondering, why is this place built like this? Y'all, let me tell you something. 2 hours to get up on the mountain where the prison was. 2 hours. Whole big community. Nobody saw us. We went up early in the morning. It was still light outside, but I'm saying we went early and we got there probably like, we got up on the bottom of the mountain around about 10. We got up there before 12 o'clock. No, about 12:30. And the bondsman, white man, he said, ma'am, you know you strong. And my son said, mama, they said for you not to come. They will find a way for me to get down. He said they didn't even put us in a cell. They put us in a room by ourselves. Him and this other black guy. We had a room separate, all the way away from the prison. And he said they were really nice to us, the guards and stuff. But they said if they were be seen taking us down, they would kill us and them too. So it's like that here in this country. That's why y'all gonna bring this country down. See, we thought, let me tell you what we lying about. I want to get this straight. I want y'all to hear this and hear this well. We as a people are stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. You notice I said we. I'm included. We do not understand what is taking place in this country because we're too stiff-necked. We're too rebellion. You see? And we're too disobedient to what is right. See, you look at those three words and you thinking, oh, he just said that that's who we are. But what is it against? What is the stiff neck against? Righteous. What is the rebellion against? Righteous. What is a disobedient against? Righteous. That's why you here. That's why you where you at. It's because you always done wrong toward what is right. Y'all is right and you always wronged her. So that's why you got your butt where you at. So while we're going up in this, I'm up on this hill, they're going up here and hey, I didn't realize until we got all the way down and my son was hiding underneath every bit of 6'4" underneath the the floor of the band. I said, what's your problem? He said, Mama, please don't stop it. No stop sign, please. He said, they told him the same thing I heard. And then when we got down to get his car at the pound, you know, it's a white man up there say, where were you at? They gave you this paper. Where you get this paperwork? And he told him, there it is on here. He said, sir, you was up there? He said, he's a white man. He said, sir, do you know I wouldn't even go up there? I would live if I could went up there. So how did you come down? That's over in Tennessee. It's a lot of them over there. That's why I say a lot of these horse mouth men like Pastor Dow, all them, they tell us trying to be tough and bad, baby, you're going to meet your maker right there on that land that y'all own. Because you're going to find out something you never knew. You see what I'm saying? Because all this horse mouthing and this tough talking as if you are God and you are exempt from any and everything because you took all these people money and built your own heaven. No, you ain't going to stand. All you have to do is read Isaiah 20, chapter 3, verse 23, and then go to Ezekiel and then bounce off of Jeremiah. They'll tell you, men, y'all, and the women go fall too. Y'all coming down. Y'all ain't the Israel that he's coming for. You're coming down, you know, and it's a sad thing. And it's because I understand why. It's because we have rejected everything that is righteous. Did y'all know the curse is righteous? Why? That was the punishment for all those thousands of years of sin. And we turn around and say, oh, we don't care about you punishing us. We ain't did nothing. And then he turn around and tell you, you worse. So those 400 plus years, and we worse, Father? Tell the truth, Deborah. And you shame that devil. Because the truth be told, that is true. But we don't see nothing like that. We don't see things like that. We don't see nothing. We just see, oh, we the people. We Abraham, and you're not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the flesh. But you're not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the spirit. That's why we can't mimic David, Abraham, Isaac, Solomon, Jacob. You can't mimic them because they were flesh, and they was flesh in the flesh, but they had a spirit seed. See, we are mimicking them in the flesh, and we have no connection to them in the spirit. So y'all said, I'm going to come and get Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the spirit out of the house of Israel. He's coming for the spirit realm, not for the flesh realm. The flesh realm going to fall with Babylon. Yes, they are. So I say to you all that Sister Deborah said a mouthful. And I hope that something Sister Deborah have said would stay with you. Oh, we didn't get to Romans chapter 8 and verse 28. And it reads, and we know that all things work together for the good to them that loves Yah, to them who are the called according to his purpose. See, it's all about his purpose. That's another good one. Because did you see how I gripped his purpose? Because Sister Deborah is stuck on hardcore it being about my Father. I love that because it nails it. According to his purpose, he's entitled. That's what he created. And we don't even know the purpose that we say we have in him. We can't even call it out. We don't know what it is. But yet we say we are his servant. We are his children. You see? I don't get it. Okay, I know Sister Deborah said a mouthful. So I did read Romans chapter 8, verse 28, and that is really good. And it says, Romans chapter 8 and verse 28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yah, to them who are called according to his purpose. Praise the Most High Yah. Now, do you see the verse underneath it? Do you see the verse that's underneath it? I appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate that. I love that. Pray for me, James, please. I really, and you know that that's what I was crying out for. You knew that. See, you knew that, didn't you? I need prayer. I do. And in Romans chapter, what was that? Romans chapter 8 in verse 29. I have a black star in front of 29. I don't know if you all have that. I have a black star on verse 29. For whom he did foreknew, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the first fruit among many brethren. Many brethren. Now, I want y'all to understand that's what he said. He got a black star next to it so you can bounce off of 28 and get it justified, clarified, and identified in verse 29. Romans chapter 8 and verse 29. He's letting you know heaven's already had orchestrate that sign. Again. You see what I'm saying? Again. Just letting us know. And another thing that you gave me another verse, and that other verse came from, what's that, Matthew's 8? And what's that, Matthew's 8? I wanted to say something and I got off the topic and it was very important. What's that, Matthew's 8 and what? What's that, Matthew's 8 and 29? Let me go there and I'm out. In Matthew's chapter 8 and verse 29, no, it's not 29. Is it that? Wait a minute. Matthew's chapter 8 and verse 29. No, that's not it. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's not it. What verse was that? In Matthew's chapter 8 and 28. No, I'm in the wrong place. But when we were in, it was one before that. It talked about brother against brethren. What verse was that we were on? The one before, what was that? Matthew's what? Anybody? Anybody? That verse we were on, was that Matthew's? What was that verse we were on? Yeah, Mark. That's it. Mark. But what was it? Mark what? What was it? Yes. It was Mark 13 and 32. Watch this here. I want to show y'all something. I'm going to show you how. I just want to show you something. And you see how I come back to it because the Spirit wanted me to say something. And I went running my mouth about other things. But we're going to go, and I'm going to let you go. Mark chapter 13 and verse 32. 13 and verse 32. Was that it? But of that day and that hour knoweth no man. No, that wasn't it. It was talking about the brothers. Nope, that's not it. I'm sorry. So I guess I'm going to get in trouble tonight. He'll bring it back to me. It was another verse. That we were talking about. And it was like, it said something about brothers and brothers or something like that. I don't know what it was. But it was talking about, we was on another verse. And it was Matthew's 24. No, it was another verse. I could pull it up. I know I might get in trouble here. It was another verse that was said. And it covers brother. Mark 13 and 32. Nope. So I might be somewhere else. Okay, I'm going to let you all go. I say I don't see it, but maybe it'll come to me. But Matthew 6, no, it was about brothers and brothers. I want you, and then he said fathers going up against the children, against the father, and all of that. I wanted you all to understand what that is saying. That is not saying that's the spiritual, that's the flesh. That's what he's going to allow to take place among the flesh. Okay, so I wanted y'all to know that. We was on a verse, and in that verse, he wanted me. The sad part is about it. And that's the strange part. So I guess that's something I must, someone brought up a verse and we was talking about it and we was reading it. And they was talking about brothers against brother and the children against father, the parents. Remember that? We were just reading that. Oh, well, when he wanted me to say that was not, that was telling us what it's going to be like in the flesh, what it is in the flesh. So when Sister Deborah is hooping and hollering, oh, they doing this, and ain't nobody saying that, the Father's saying all of that stuff is being done in the flesh. Okay, in the spirit, those that are in the spirit, they are sealed to not be affected by all of that. So a lot of things you all might not even be affected by, because it's things that's actually taking place that is going to be strictly the flesh. Okay, that means the Israel. When you see it all happening, like you see all this stuff going on with the tribe of Judah, he's saying Mark. So is that it? Was it Mark 13 and 12? But don't you remember us talking about it? That's it. That's it. That's it. Mark 13 and verse 12. See, you remember. Good. Because I'm like saying, I know I ain't crazy. He keep telling me about it. Now listen to this. It says Mark 13 and verse 12. Now brothers shall betray brothers to death. You see why Sister Deborah sitting here always, oh, the men killing each other and they killing their wife. See, it's already written. Yeshua had already warned us. And Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and Isaiah, they warned us too. They already, Deuteronomy warned us. It's already here. See, so when I'm saying it, don't be shocked that I'm saying it as if reason why I'm speaking it today is because I'm living. I'm not dead. I'm telling you what I'm seeing and I'm living as a servant of y'all. 99.9 on this devil platform ain't going to cover it like it is because they so busy getting likes and subscribers in the way that they know how. It's not important. So let me cover it so I can let you all go. Now in Mark 13 and verse 12, now brothers shall betray brothers to death. Now you notice the brother, that is flesh. That is flesh, brothers. Okay? To death. And fathers, sons, that's flesh. That's flesh. And children shall rise up against their parents, that's flesh, and shall cause them to be put to death. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. Thank you. So who brought that forth? But that's you see right there, y'all. When I read it, I'm gonna tell you the difference for me and many other people. When I read it, that's my comfort. That's my comfort. That's my assurance that I'm seeing what I say I see. You see what I'm saying? I'm feeling this thing like I say I feel it. I'm beholding this thing like I say I behold it. While I'm thinking it's just me seeing it and feeling it and seeing it in the natural and in the spirit and wonder what's going on with everybody that don't see it. Here Yeshua said, Deborah, I see it. Because it's written, Deborah. It is written. Deborah. Yeshua said, Deborah. There it is, what you talking about. You see what I'm saying? That's what you call comfort. It's coming to comfort you because you're getting out of order in the way you feel that you see in this thing in the spirit realm and in the natural, and you wonder why ain't nobody expounding, ain't nobody clamming on top, why ain't nobody doing nothing about it. And I'm like over here saying to y'all, why is people doing this and they doing this and they doing that, and I can't seem to feel this thing in people having any concern. Everybody is numb. Everybody is just silent and numb. And here it is. Yeshua said, well, Deborah, I see it. Now, do you see it? It is written. What you say you see, Deborah, is real. Here it is. Woo! I need to highlight that. Why? Because he's telling you, now brothers shall betray brothers to death. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And father and son. That's what's happening. And children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be what? Put to death. It's big time, y'all. It's big time. Same way with the women. They're killing their children. They're killing big time. Nobody saying nothing. But you saying and you teaching people, oh, he coming to get all of us. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And Oh, there was another one. He said Matthew's, he said at Matthew's 10. Is that Matthew's 10 and 21? Yep. I'm so glad to have that. I am so glad. Oh, I'm so glad to have that because it's a form of comfort for me when I can speak what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling. And there it is already in scripture where y'all said, not y'all, Yeshua said, it is written, Deborah. Here it is. Baby, you need some help. There it is. You ain't saying nothing out of line. You ain't saying nothing that's not righteous. You upright in it all. There it is, Deborah. Now, I was just telling y'all how many days, every time I get on here telling y'all this is actually happening. And they'll turn around and look at you and say, you wrong. You bothering us. You messing with the men. You talking about, wait a minute. Have they not read that everything in the scripture is always referring to men? Why did he do it like that? Because he wants them to first get it. And when they don't, he's still going to let it roll over to you. But when you get it, you better put it in the right category. Righteous. Okay, and that's 10 and 21. And in 10 and 21, it reads, and the brother shall deliver up brother to death. Oh, man, wait a minute. What was that? That was Mark. Okay, there it is again. And children shall rise against the parents and put them to death. Same thing. Now, if all four, if Matthew said it, we know Mark said it, it's in Luke and it's also in John. What is it that we're missing? Can anybody tell me? What is we missing? With me, we're missing spirit and truth. We're missing the truth of the whole matter. And then there it is that it's in Luke, ain't it? See what I'm saying? So if it's in all of them, what is it we missing? Sister Deborah, really? What is Sister Deborah missing? She missing something, ain't she? She's sitting here hooping and hollering, talking about they doing this, they doing this, and they doing this, and don't even know it is written. Yeshua had to point it out in red. He had to speak it out. And ye shall betray both by parents and brothers and kinfolks. And that's even, look at that. You see that? Do you see what you just pulled up? And some of you shall they cause to be put to death. It's all about death. You see what I'm saying, y'all? That's sad, though, ain't it? That's sad. Luke chapter 21 and 16. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall be they caused to be put to death. And listen to verse 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. You see that word hate? You see how hate? Why? For my name's sake. Who knows what my namesake means? Anybody knows? Who in the live chat knows when he say for my name's sake? But you see, hate is in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15 when he told Satan, your seed and her seed, I'm going to put intimacy. That means a hate. A hate. Satan going to hate the Most High Yah's seed. And here he is saying it right here in verse 17, Luke chapter 21 and verse 17. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. What do he mean by my name's sake? And this is something to also, what I'm about to tell you is going to make you feel good. What do he mean when he said for my name's sake? What do you think he mean by that? Anybody in the live chat? What do he mean when he said for my name's sake? And that's in Luke chapter, let me see. For him because belong to him. Yeah, that's not the answer to where it's setting you free. What I'm about to do is set you free to something that a lot of y'all didn't know. That's it, but it's deeper, y'all. I'm here to tell y'all. I'm here to tell you the truth. It's deeper than that. Okay. So 12 and 53. Anybody? It's deeper. 53. And the father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, and the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, and the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. See that? There it is. All messed up from the floor. No, it's deeper than it's the Most High will. Can anybody answer that one again? I give everybody another shot at it. For his name's sake. It's beautiful, y'all. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. What do he mean when he said for my name's sake? Oh, that's a good one, y'all. That's a real good one. For his name's sake. Luke 21 and verse 16 and 17. In verse 17, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Okay. And then you also saw that in Matthew's 24, when it's time that the chaos is all in the world. And he said in Matthew's 24 and verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Who do you think who is he talking about? When someone said for righteousness, nope. I'm sorry. His power, nope. What do he mean by his name's sake? For his name's sake. Hated for he that abide in you. Exactly. That's it. You hate it because his name's sake abide in you. That's it. That's why they're going to hate you. That, you want me to tell you the beauty of it? For you to be hated for his name's sake, that means you sealed. Praise the mighty Yah. Woo, Father. Because his name's sake abide within you. And that's what they hate. What's in you. That's what they hate. What's in you. That's what they hate. And that feels good because that lets me know that, okay, Father, you pull that up in Matthew's, you brought that up in Matthew's, and then you got that in Luke. And I know you got it probably 15 times. I like that because that's the sign many of us have not heard. A lot of us have not heard that part, y'all. We haven't heard that for his name's sake, mean his name is abiding in us. He is abiding in us. His namesake is in us. His name is abiding in us. Exactly what Sister Deborah have taught in the last 9 months, or probably longer than that. It's been long. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all about him abiding in you? I try to explain this to y'all. When they talk about commandments, they talk about covenant, they talk about laws, they talk about all this stuff. They can't talk nothing about you when his name is already branded in you. That's why I try to explain to y'all, they got y'all clowning for no reason. He's sitting here all through the Bible telling you, for my name's sake, abide in you. And they're gonna hate that. So if he's abiding in you, isn't he the commandment itself? Isn't he the law? So what is it you telling me to keep in this flesh when it's already kept in my spirit if his namesake is resting in me? Does that make any sense? How is his namesake going to abide in me and I'm not holding the commandments nor the law? Come on now. Y'all better get the understanding why he told Abraham, you already counted in, bro. You don't have to do all that. Abraham in the vision, scared as a chicken. He told him in the vision, you already counted in. When did he get counted in? In the heavens. You already in there. So there ain't nothing you can do. That's why people didn't understand how did David get away with that woman and taking, putting her husband on the front line, all that. He didn't get away with it on the flesh. It's the spirit, because he was already what? Counted in. See, what this does, let me tell y'all what this does. When you understand it like that in spirit and truth, it sets you free. It sets you free to not feel that you have to be locked in to the ways of the flesh, but that you are locked in to the ways of spirit and truth. Why? Because that right there, for his name's sake, that's telling you, for his name's sake, where's your name is saking at? It's in you. He done branded you with his name in you. And because of his name that rests within, abideth in you, he just letting you know they're going to hate you. So remember when he said, it ain't you that they hate. You didn't even know that, did you? He said, it ain't you that they hate. 99 point trillion don't even understand what he mean when he tell us, it ain't you that they hate. It's me. Because we don't have the respect nor the understanding that greater is he that is in us. Oh, he greater than anything in the world. Now, how can the commandments override that? How can the law override that? That's why he said the law of the world ain't for us, because there's a law within us. And that is the law of his spirit that holds commandments and the law in righteousness. And then he turned around and told us over and over and over. So when I see you on the other side, I'm going to hold you blameless. Praise the mighty Yah. Why you going to hold me blameless, Father Yah? Because you for my name's sake. My namesake is already in you, Deborah. That's why. How about that? How about that? You see what I'm saying? See, we don't understand that, because see, that's what you call spirit and truth of the whole matter. So you won't keep running around here feeling that, oh, that iron claw, the commandments, that iron claw. I'm trying to hold the commandments. I'm holding it. But let me tell you something. How you going to hold his namesake in you? Can you do that? How are you going to hold his namesake in you? How you going to hold it? You see what I'm saying? If he say greater is he that is in you, wait a minute. He is the commandments. That's just like them telling Yeshua when they are picking corn and doing this on the Sabbath. And he said, wait a minute, hold up. I am the Sabbath. You see what I'm saying? We don't understand what we're dealing with. We treat the whole spiritual realm like into the flesh. And that's how Satan deceived the whole world. Is to get us to believe that it's only one thing, and it's what the flesh. And they turned around and gave the flesh a soul. So you could never reach this level of what is spirit and truth. You would always run up on flesh and soul. That's why I'm so sick of seeing soul. Soul don't have no part in nothing. Roman Catholic put that in there so it could steer you from the spirit. And they did an excellent job, Father. Yeah. But you had a hand in it. I know you did. You control it all. But yeah, that's the right hand of Satan. Got everybody believe that it's all about flesh and soul. No. It's flesh and spirit. Didn't he tell, when he got up there and he told Satan, why didn't he tell Satan it's between your seed and the soul and the spirit? He didn't. He said two things. I'm putting something in between the two. Your seed and her seed. Her seed is not a female. It's Yah's seed, spiritual. That's what he was telling them. Soul came in by the Roman Catholics to throw us off of really getting our spirit intact. Do y'all know how much power that rests in y'all spirit? Do y'all understand how much power that you have in your spirit? When we show you how, the flesh is your enemy. Your own flesh is your enemy. Why? Because it don't like the idea that your spirit carries the majority of the power. That's why. And that's why your flesh is enemy to your spirit, because it's upset that your spirit carries the most power. Why do your spirit carry the most power? Anybody in the live chat know? Why do your spirit carry the most power? Anybody know? Why is it your spirit carry the most power over your flesh? Anybody know? Why is it, how is it that your spirit carries more power over your flesh? And hey, you making me mad now. You getting it all because the image of the Father. I call myself writing it down and you already got it. Very good. Very good, Jeff. Very good. There it is. The image of the Father, and it lives eternal. You see? He gave us a spirit. It lives eternal. But the flesh do what? It died. It goes back to the earth. It never lives again. You see what I'm saying? So the image that he gave us, which is a spirit, is of the Father. Remember, he said, let us make man in our image. That lives eternal. That's why you got to understand that the spirit is stronger than the flesh. And when we give you another one, let me give you another one. The spirit is the only thing that can hold the Father. He said, I don't deal with your flesh. When you deal with me in your spirit. Your spirit is the only thing that the Father abide in. Teach you, show you things to come, reveal things to you, and he comforts you from that end. So when you hear this old hen talking about spirit, don't think I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't think I don't know what I'm talking about. It's the spirit that holds it all. So that's why the flesh is, it try to buckle up like it's so tough and it's so bad and it's so this. And that's the part of us that's disobedient, stiff-necked rebellion. Did y'all know that? That's the only part of us that's stiff-necked. And you're right, it's eternal. Good, very good, very good. That's it. I got that down here. I got image and eternal. It's eternal. But that flesh, so just think if we come up understanding that we got a flesh and a spirit, then we can work on those two. But when you got a soul in there interfering with the both, see, Roman Catholic knew when we put a soul in there, we can bump off the spirit. And they did an excellent job. I'm going to clap to that. Why? Because when it all said and done, what they did, Father knew they was going to do it in the heaven. I give him the glory. So what they did is still according to the will of the Father that he allowed. Because they put that soul in there. That soul ain't got no business in the way. Because when that soul is in there, it interfered with the two battles. And what did he say? You either born of the flesh or you're born of the spirit. Ain't no middleman. Who put that middleman soul in there? The Roman Catholics. And they have fooled the whole. What did the Satan come to do? Deceive the whole world. No, half. No, the whole world. No, half of the world. Oh, no, 1/3. No, the whole world did he come down to deceive. And he ever done that exactly his mission required. And deceived them. And as a living prophet and not a dead one, I can now rise up and see how the world is deceived. Because Yah is sharing with me spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. Now I can see things. I'm like, wait a minute. What's going on? What's it? Oh, it ain't nothing going on. You just see it. See, you just seeing in the dark because you got the light. And I'm giving you the truth of the whole matter. It ain't nothing going on. Everything is already orchestrated from the heaven. Ain't nothing new. The image of Yah, because it's the image. That's right. Mm-hmm. Right. He said he don't deal with our flesh. Right. In the spirit, which is the image who he created. Right in us. You see how together he did? He gave us an image so he can come and abide in it. He said, let us make man in our image. And then Yah made man in his image and in his likeness. He made he and her. You see that? He ain't, yeah, you made it like that, Father, so you can come and abide in us, right? Oh, yes. You see, so this is another reason why we can't all the time look on the natural end. We have to turn to the spiritual end because the spirit would teach you the natural. Did y'all know that? The spirit would always and will teach you the natural in its fullness. To where when you get out here and you having to teach people and preach to people, if your spirit is leading, if your spirit has gotten its flesh under subjection, guess what? You're going to be a very powerful person in this day and time for the Most High Yah. The reason why people are not where they could be is because they're letting their flesh lead and not their spirit. Okay, the spirit is equal to life. Exactly. And the flesh condemned to death. Exactly. And that's why he said you either born one or the other. A lot of people thinking he's talking about born again. No. He's not talking about born again. He's saying you either born of the flesh. That means you don't let your flesh rule over your life. That not your life, but you don't let your flesh rule over your living, or you're going to let your spirit rule over it. Which one? And that's why I try to explain to y'all, you should know who you are. And it's so, you see how clear that is? If your life is based on everything you want to do in the flesh, and the flesh knows nothing but to sin, okay? And your spirit is powerful than your flesh because it likes to do things right. All he's saying is use your flesh, your spirit to tame your flesh. Is he going to be able to tame it 100? No. Why? Because the flesh is sinful, okay? And it's living on the earth, the world, sin, full of sin. So it's going to do things. But if you get your spirit to control your flesh, you will see things you ain't never seen before. So honestly, a lot of times when Yah is showing me things, he just climbing on top of things he already shown me. He just showing me how to use the spiritual realm to really get it all, because that's where he rests. He's teaching you from the spiritual realm, but you have to let your spirit, your flesh get up under. That's why I say you don't ever want a woman nor a man to be in control of them or over them, because all you are over is the flesh. Who wants to be over a nasty, sinful flesh? Why would you want someone to be submissive under you? And all they're going to do is go up under you in their flesh. Your own flesh is your worst enemy. What does it look like to have a woman submitted to your flesh? That's double trouble. And then what makes it hide is Satan. He comes and makes you think that's the right way. You first have to get your spirit in control of your flesh. Once your spirit is in control of your flesh, the woman is to see that you are in control. Not because you got something between your legs and you a man, because they see what Sarah saw in Abraham, him leading by spirit. You see? That's what she saw. So what you have to understand, that Abraham was led by the spirit. His spirit led him. And that's why Sarah was able to call him, what she called him, what did she call him? Master or whatever. It's okay to call him that. Once you see him living in the spirit, you better call him that. So when a woman is on this end and a man is on this end, you'll never be head, because Yah did not call nobody to be head over the flesh. Praise the mighty Yah. Because he said, Deborah, if your flesh is your worst enemy, what do it look like your ex-husband flesh being his worst enemy? It's just two enemies together. Role playing. So what happens when a woman is submissive? She has to be submissive to the spiritual part of a man. She has to be seeing him in the spirit that's separate from her flesh. Now, a lot of times women are already walking in the spirit. But what they're doing is they're going by a tradition and a power and a control that says you was created first, I'm the head and I'm the this. And then the Father pulled up in Genesis and said, what did I say? In the beginning, I created. In my image and in my likeness, I created him and her. And I give them dominion. I give them ruler. I give them over. He never said him. You see how we done changed everything? You see the power and how Satan got us to be deceived, to believe that Yah took woman from a way out of it. Now you got to also understand this. Those 2 verses was before sin. How about that? How about that? Those 2 verses, Genesis 1 and 2, was before sin. So you going to tell me he didn't know what he was talking about? You get what I'm saying? So that was that perfect will of the Father. How you like him now? When he said, let them have dominion over this and be ruler over this. Everything he said that the man would be, woman had to be ruler as well. He said them, not him. Now, when he came down to saying, man shall rule over her, he was just saying there's going to be a head authority, but they're going to work on this earth and have dominion together. But you know how you try to make a choice and one got to make the final choice? That's all the Father was saying. Man gonna make the final choice. That's all. That's all he was saying. He wasn't telling the way things have become today is to why he's ending the whole thing. It's because it's fulfilling like heaven. The war in heaven is completed on the earth. Everybody that was trying to decide, should I follow Satan or should I stay in the kingdom? They have been placed on the earth, and they went in the direction like unto Adam and Eve, to the knowledge of good and evil. They went in the direction in which they were headed. That's sad, ain't it? But that's how he rumbled it from heaven. That's how heaven orchestrated it. So we thinking he did it on down the line or in our time. No, baby, it was already finished before heaven and earth was created. It was already done. So it's a lot of things that we took out and we add and we made it our way. But when you come back to spirit and truth, it's going to be worth your while. Why? Because as he take his out of this country, it's going to be a war in this country, which it is already. It's already started. And it's going to be chaos. When you're going out, you're going to see it. You're going to feel the difference in when he taking you out. You're going to still feel cursed. But when you get on out and heading to the promised land, you're going to feel him taking, you're going to know that you're out. You ain't going to look back like Lot's wife. You're going to be going ahead. But on that journey, I truly believe there's going to be those who fall by the wayside. I truly believe that they're subject to be those who's going to try to come out when they wasn't a part of. Okay? Or if that's not the case, it might be those strangers that's out as we journey to the promised land. So I want y'all to know it ain't going to be everything. You know how they say, they're going to say, our fathers have lied to us. That wasn't in this land of your captivity. When they going to say that is when you get your tail over there to the promised land, because baby, they ain't going to come to nothing until you head over there to that promised land and reach it. And then they going to say, oh, those were the one. All this time we didn't know it. They are the one. Our fathers have lied. So don't let nobody tell you it's when you over here. They're going to say that. Y'all ain't causing these people to repent for what they doing to you. Matter of fact, the Father told me he turned up the fire. Because I'm like saying, Father, wait a minute, hold up. I know you didn't come and rescue them when they was hung from the tree back in the days. But what about now? I ain't coming. Tell them I ain't coming. I'm not coming. It's over. It's finished. So they repeating it again in plain view in this day and time. A lot of stuff it then snuck back in and ain't nobody saying nothing. Why? Because of the stiff neck and rebellion and disobedience in the flesh of Judah. They can't see it coming. Because that's how messed up they are. He said you're worse than your forefather. So they ain't gonna see it coming, but we don't know it's coming down. So Sister Deborah, I know I put more than too much on you, and I will say I appreciate each and every one hanging in there with me. I appreciate that. I really do. We need to cover a topic, y'all. We need to get on a topic, and everybody needs to channel it in the live. And when I say channel it, speak on that topic. I think that's something we should try. Get a topic. Throw it up there, and we might even can get 3 or 4 topics and just speak on it until we all get some clarity or some because you know where we at today is, to me, honestly, I know y'all probably say this old hen is crazy. It's hard for me to even come up with anything anymore. It's almost like the father said, Deborah, that's it. I mean, what more can you say? So maybe you all can pick up something or come up with something that might work for us. I think that might work. Appreciate each and every last one of you all, and you all have a wonderful night. Shalom and shalom. Thank you.